Where's the mountains?
Those aren't mountains. They're waves.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the Sci-Fi Movie Draft, guys. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to smash that subscribe button. If you love sci-fi movies, hit the like. If you don't, hit that like anyway. Today, we are doing a live draft, 10 teams, 6 rounds, fantasy football style, snake style. We'll select their favorite science fiction movies of all time. We will have a 30-minute live draft. Right after that, we'll do a 10-minute post-game or intermission, and then that will lead us right into the post-game show where all the shit talking starts, guys. If you're watching us live, and I hope you are, please be sure to comment, trash talk, grade everyone's picks. It's going to be a ton of fun. I just want to give a quick salute, quick nod to Larry, Chili Boy Productions on Twitter, for winning our previous Halloween horror movie draft. Well done, Larry. That was a hard-fought win against Amanda. Sorry, Amanda. But well done, Larry. You are the best. Let's lead this off, Ryan. You have the number 1 pick. Where can we find you, man? Let's get rolling.
Well, my name is Ryan Cam. This is my first draft. I want to thank you, Deeps, for having me on. You can find me on my YouTube channel, which is just called Ryan Cam, on my Twitter, which is at RyanCam20. I review new releases, Twilight Zone, old Twilight Zone episodes. Finished up a long-running series that I started during the pandemic, the AFI Project, where I reviewed all 100 movies on the AFI Top 100 list. I'm a relatively small channel, but I'm trying to get bigger and bigger every day. So if you haven't checked me out, please do. That is not subscriber begging. That is me pushing the energy out into the universe, if you will. So for my first choice, gonna go start out hot. I'm going with Ridley Scott's Alien. I don't think I really need to say all that much about this movie. It's one of the movies that I will go out of my way to say is practically perfect in every way. Cinematography is great, score is amazing, Sigourney Weaver crushes. All the other supporting performances are great, with one of the absolute scariest monsters of all time in the Xenomorph. I mean, and not to mention the chest burster, how it just kind of hangs there. I could go on, but Alien, it's excellent. That's my pick.
Alien is off the board, guys. Let's roll on. Benjamin.
Not surprising.
Back-to-back noobs to our movie draft. I'm honored to have you join us, man. Where can we find you, man? What's your selection?
All right. My name's Benjamin. I am also a newcomer, and I'm here to crush the competition with some good old classic picks. But more importantly, you can find me. I write, or I'm a contributor for In Session Film and Awards Radar. I also do some of the editing for Awards Radar's videos and the Awards Radar podcast. Check all those things out. Anyway, more importantly, you can see my Twitter handle. It's at Ninja Nep. Yeah, we're starting things off hot. Alien is a good choice. A better choice is the all-timer. That's right, 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's gone. It's mine.
2001 Space Odyssey is off the board. Manda, you're up. Where are you going?
Hey, I respect that. I thought that would drop a little farther.
Major respect. Go ahead, Manda.
Hi. Yeah, you guys have no idea what the hell's happening with me for the first time.
The unprepared.
Yeah, the unprepared. Hi, how's it going? You guys can always find me over at AMX ND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I feel like a veteran here with Dibes and Low, so it's good to be here all the time with you guys. And to the newbies, welcome. I have my own YouTube channel called Candid Cinema and my website, candidxcinema.com. So I am going to take my favorite movie of 2021 because I can. And I was really nervous because I didn't think I was going to get this one. But I'm going to go with Dune, directed by Denis Villeneuve, because I was blown away by the book. I was blown away by this movie, the imagery, the visuals, everything. The story is great, and I gotta get my boy Timmy Chalamet up on this.
The thirst is real.
The thirst is real. So
Nobody is shocked with that selection. Absolutely.
I had to do it.
All right, so we got to call it out. Dune, the first 3 tags on IMDb is action, adventure, and drama.
Really?
Where are we going with this, guys? Should we make a vote or should we say nay?
Controversy.
Okay,
Yes.
no,
I think we're good. I don't know how many votes we need.
I'm good. I'm good.
Saying
yes.
Yeah.
Everyone
yeah.
thumbs up.
Okay.
Everyone's
Oh,
good.
you guys are jealous.
Yeah, I want to say no.
Listen,
I want to make this draft easier for me, but you can have it.
I'm saying no because I want it.
Aha. Got you.
All right. Then we got another noob. What's up, Jalen, man? Where can we find you, man? Thanks for joining.
What up? What up? Yeah, this is my first time joining the movie draft, so thank you for the invitation. You can find me on all socials at justjalen_, just the one underscore. I'm a local news reporter for Newsbreak, so I cover Dallas news. I also am an opinion writer for my school newspaper, so sometimes you'll see me doing like album reviews, TV show reviews, and things of that nature. But with my first pick, I'm gonna draft a movie that I am just giddy dropped all the way down to 4, and I'm gonna kick it off with The Matrix. Keanu Reeves. Yeah, no, The Matrix is not sliding down any further than it already has. I'm gonna go ahead and snatch it off the board. I don't think it needs much introduction. One of the best sci-fi films of all time, so it's mine.
Oh man, I can't believe that fell to 4. All right, let's roll on. Matt, you're up, bro.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me back on again for another draft. I'm excited to do this again. So if you want to find me, you can find me at MattWyatt651 and on Twitter, and you go to my link tree in the bio where I have like Instagram, Snapchat, and I have a letterbox where I do my movie reviews. So my number 1 pick would be the greatest film of all time, T2.
No.
T2.
Oh.
Okay.
Fucking headphones fell off there. Okay, literally, those 2 picks right now, I was hoping would fall. Good job, guys. Good job.
Well done. Christian, you're up, bro.
All right, again, thank you so much for having me on. You can find my podcast, Film Optics, that is Optics with an X, on platforms around the internet. And you can also find my written work over on musiccitydriving.com and In Session Film. And for my first pick, I'm going super mainstream and choosing Star Wars Empire Strikes Back.
Empire goes to Christian. All right, so whoever keeps hitting that button, please stop. Thanks in advance. Someone keeps hitting that button. All right, so let's roll on. Christian takes The Empire Strikes Back, and that means Formal is up.
All right, sorry, that was me because I thought that was just on my screen. Sorry about that. That's my bad. All right, so I'm gonna go with one of my top films. I'm surprised it fell this far, but before I do that, first I'll plug.
Yes.
You can hit me up on at The Formal Review. It's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, pretty much everything. I'm also a contributor on the Painted Line, so shout out to them. Shout out to Deebs for allowing me to do that. But anyway, here's my pick. I'm gonna go with Blade Runner.
Ooh, which one?
First one.
First one, original. OG Blade Runner to Formal here. And that means Loretto, you are up.
Oh man, it's already happening. I'm already tilted. All right, so just really quick, I want to welcome all the newcomers on this draft. You guys are awesome. You guys are doing great so far, and when I'm frustrated, you guys know you're doing good. So I'm one of the 4 hosts at Suit Up, the Suit Up Geeks. So welcome to our channel, and I'm not gonna lie. Hold up. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. I was gonna go T2 for sure. I thought that would fall. Let me take a quick look. All right. You know what? Screw it. I'll just go with my gut here. No, you know what's funny? Okay, I was gonna go out of the park. I'm gonna let that fall. I'm gonna let whatever happens there.
No.
Well, that's gonna come back and bite you.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
Heart's racing right now. No shit.
So
I'm actually really anxious right now. Lo, can you pick?
No, I'm just stretching me out, man.
okay, so here's the thing. I think the first number one overall pick is an outstanding pick. It's one of the greatest sci-fi films of all time, but the follow-up was almost just as good. Shouts out to James Cameron with the action masterpiece. Game over, man. I'm taking Aliens.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Aliens to Loretto. Austin, you're up, man.
All I'm gonna say is this, Matt. Fuck you already. Enough said. But I am so happy this wasn't chosen. This is in my top 10 movies of all time.
Come on, man.
I'm going with Back to the Future and one of my picks.
No.
Sorry, guys. By the way, before I continue, one can find me at Austin B. Putnam on Instagram and Twitter. Back to the Future. This is a perfect fucking movie. How the way it goes from comedy, sci-fi, adventure. I mean, and the quotability too. I mean, oh my god, 1.21 gigawatts or 88 miles an hour. It's really one of the most quotable movies of all time. It's a movie they can sit down and watch repeatedly. And while I don't think that the next two are as good, I mean, it's literally a bona fide masterpiece. I mean, I don't see how anyone can say anything wrong about Back to the Future. Just enough said. It's perfect.
All right, Back to the Future is a great selection. Everyone loves that movie, and that if you're going for votes, great selection there. I'm on the board here. I'm really happy with that. There's two. This is like exactly why I was happy to have the last pick here and the first pick here. My first pick selection here is a movie that is a soundtrack that I listen to literally like every single week. It's by Hans Zimmer. The movie is Interstellar. It is phenomenal. Interstellar is my first round selection here. And to my next selection, do I go with my heart or do I go with my brain? It's a really difficult choice because I'm worried that another movie is not going to last to my selection. But I'm 100% going with my brain here because, you know, the gloves got to come off here. I'm going to go Mad Max Fury Road with my second round selection.
Oh, my
Dives
God.
is going to win the draft.
Mad Max Fury Road, Interstellar, just intense sci-fi films that we talked about during the pregame. Escapism, world building, two just movies that make you think, but literally just throw you into the film and don't let you out. So those are my two films. And you are up, Austin.
Oh, shit. It's back to me already?
Yeah, you're up, man.
Oh, holy
Snake
shit.
draft.
Okay. All right. So someone mentioned Blade Runner here. I'm going to mention Blade Runner 2049 on mine. That it's one, again, like Back to the Future, where it's not in my top 10. It's one of my favorite movies, period. Denis Villeneuve, I think, is the best director working today. Sorry, Nolan, I love you, but Denis has my heart in total. This film shook me to the core when I first saw it. I will never forget. I saw this in opening night in IMAX, by the way. I'll never forget. I literally left my best friend could attend to this. I was literally shaking. I had to compose myself walking out of that theater, and I wanted to go up to projectionists to say, "Can you rewind that so I could watch it over again, please?" Because this is one of the best theater experiences I've ever seen. It's one of the best IMAX movies I've ever seen. I mean, like with Back to the Future, I definitely I tried to throw the word masterpiece around, but I do think 2049 is a masterpiece. And in some ways, I actually think it's better than the original film. Please don't kill me, guys, but I love 2049 with all my heart.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Loretto, you're up, bro.
Okay, I collected myself. I'm okay. I'm okay. So look, the way this is gonna go, we're making sound Denis Villeneuve like a freaking sci-fi king. But the fact of the matter is, he does the subject matter well. He plays with our emotions really well. I actually first watched this film a few days ago, and it shook me to the core, to steal your words, Austin. It had me just contemplating my life and just contemplating the universe. and it's probably one of the most realistic depictions of an invasion from another species. I'm gonna take Denis Villeneuve's Arrival.
I hate you so much right now. Oh my god.
Love Arrival.
You guys
man.
didn't see that disappear
Loretto.
first round?
Oh my god.
I mean,
Loretto.
I thought everyone forgot about Mad Max Fury Road. I'm not.
I hate that. I was like, oh my god, yay, love,
Yeah, me
watch
too.
it. And then this is what, wow. Anyways,
Shoot.
what a terrible day for me. Okay.
Just waiting for us to pick some bad stuff.
Amanda, you've got Dune. I think you're in a good spot right
Yeah,
now.
this is
Am
what
I
we get for
though?
choosing
Am
Dune.
I?
I'm trying to give you confidence here.
Thanks.
All right, I gotta say, when it comes to Blade Runner 2049 would not exist without the original. That is why the original is better. That's why. That's the only thing that I'll say about that.
Good
I'm
point.
angry. Oh my god.
Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna go because I don't think this one's gonna make it back around to me, but I'm gonna go. If I remember correctly, I think this will be the first animated one taken off the board, and I'm gonna go with Wall-E.
Oh,
knew
okay.
it.
I was about to say, don't you fucking
Oh
dare
shit!
take
I
me
forgot
down.
about Wally.
All right.
Holy
Wow.
crap! You had me baited.
Yeah, so Wally.
Wally.
The agreement, I don't think I made the announcement. Everyone gets one Star Wars movie. Everyone gets one CBM movie. And we agreed that.
Still not doing it.
And everyone isn't thumbs up if you think Wally is a sci-fi movie. I'm good with that.
I mean, you're.
And also,
yeah.
everyone could just not pick a Star Wars movie or not pick an MCU movie. You could do that too.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
too late for me. So I'm trying to win this baby.
You suck.
Cody says great choice, by the way, formal. Christian, you're up, man.
I'm going to go. Anyway.
That's silence right when Amanda said, boom.
Wait for the class to finish talking.
I'm
No,
so
I'm kidding.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
I know.
I'm going to go with The Martian.
Nice.
Damn it.
Nice.
Christian, get out of here, man.
Amanda's like,
Hey, you took Doom from me. This is what you get.
No, that's a really good choice, Christian. I like that. I like
Thank
the
you.
Martian. That's a good choice.
Martian is
It's
amazing.
it's a great movie.
There's still a lot on the board, though.
Yeah,
I'm surprised some movies are
wild.
still here.
Right?
Matt, you're up, man. I'm curious when this like MCU train starts rolling because
Yeah.
Oh, just
I'm
wait.
shocked. I'm
Hey.
impressed, guys. I'm impressed.
Don't even start it.
let's not go there.
Just
When
don't.
the MCU
We're
There's
train
so many
starting.
good
starts,
movies right now.
God
Just
help
don't
us
even
all.
do it yet.
We're gonna argue. It's okay.
Yeah, my second pick. I'm gonna pick a Star Wars movie. Why? Because I can. I'm gonna pick A New Hope.
You're welcome. Ew.
A New Hope. Yeah, 'cause
No.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm picking A New Hope, because this is an important
Could've
film.
just said
It's
Star
what
Wars.
changed the
Could've
movie
just said
going
Star Wars,
experience, and it
nothing
changed the way films were made. And it is important that to exist because it inspired other filmmakers to want to make more blockbuster movies.
Dead.
Well done, man. I love
Good
it
job.
so much.
Good job,
Uh,
guys.
Mic drop right there. Holy shit.
Jalen, you're up, man.
Alrighty. With my next pick, I'm gonna take. Wait, let me double check the chat because I'm confused why this hasn't been drafted yet. But it looks like y'all have not drafted it yet, so I'm gonna go ahead
Don't
draft
you
the
dare.
highest grossing film of all time. I'm gonna take Avatar off the board.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
fine.
That is a debated
Okay,
one.
go
That
for
was
it.
my number
almost-
3 pick.
Good
When they
job.
have it, it wasn't even on
And
the
I
another
almost
Really
Avatar.
Sigma
Avatar.
fist over here. He's like,
Yeah, no. I almost took Avatar 4th overall. Like I was
You're
I was
fine.
highly debating it. I'm very, very glad that it dropped back down.
that's
to
a
me.
great
So
pick,
I'm gonna
man.
take Avatar. Yes,
That's
sir.
a great pick.
All right.
Hold up.
Oh,
Avatar isn't listed in sci-fi.
Yeah.
And
Uh-oh.
It has to give a thumbs up or thumbs down.
okay. That is
That's
BS.
gotta
That's
be
no-
sci-fi.
that's
I give it a
BS.
thumbs up.
Sci-fi.
I give it a thumbs up.
I'll
I give
fight
it a
every
thumbs up.
sci-fi. It's
Okay.
I know that
Okay,
it could
thanks,
lean
guys.
more towards fantasy. I get that, but
I mean, yeah.
it's not really fantasy because it has a bunch of. It does take place in the beginning in our world. So yeah.
I didn't even check. I just thought for sure it was sci-fi. But
Yeah,
I'm glad
me
that
you're
we
good,
got
man.
the
Don't worry.
thumbs up.
I didn't want to
It
take
has,
number one.
it
I
has
was
other
like, I don't
planets. It
want
has
Avatar
alien
one.
spaceships. So you're good.
True.
Amanda,
True.
what's your second round selection?
Oh my god, you guys just take my favorites away.
You can do it,
Birds of
Amanda.
Prey is not available.
Neither is Venom. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Venom's available.
You know what?
happily make an
Venom
argument
is
for it.
sci-fi, but anyways, I'm not taking Venom.
She's taking Venom too.
No, let there be
Fuck that.
carnage. No, I am a huge Tom Cruise fan.
Nice.
Don't you
And
dare.
during the pandemic, I actually had a marathon of all of his films, and the one with Emily Blunt
Yes.
where there's a lot of action and they keep going back. They keep going around and around the exact same time cycle. I absolutely love The Edge of Tomorrow, and I'm going to pick The Edge of Tomorrow. I think it has a great following on Twitter. Everyone says that it's very underappreciated, so I think that it's a steal on my list. So I'm going to pick that.
Good. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a steal in round 3. Round 2.
Hey, man.
The heavy hitters are coming.
Not
man.
in a
That's-
snake style, guys.
I'm
You
loving the
gotta think
trash talk
ahead.
already. We're not even in the post game.
I'm
Yeah,
James.
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 Love
James.
this.
Yay.
I also
I hope to see you on
Thanks,
Monday,
guys.
dude. I hope to see you on Monday.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
All right.
Benjamin, what's your second round pick? We have AC Universe says also a nice pick, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I'm seeing a lot of James Cameron. I'm seeing a lot of classic action. And you know what I'm not seeing? I'm not seeing enough horror. And for that, we're going to Jurassic Park. We're going to spare no expense.
Okay.
It is the pick. I
That's
recently
not
rewatched it, and I'm like, this is a perfect movie. The score
love it.
slaps. The movie
I love
slaps. How did it drop to me in round 2? I don't know.
I forgot that
Good
was
movie.
sci-fi.
I'm taking it.
I
Hey, that
almost
movie
took
doesn't
Jurassic
exist
Park.
without science. Because they have to create the dinosaurs, right?
Very true. He's true.
Life.
All right, Ryan, you got back-to-back point picks here, man.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
You know, I was listening to everybody's picks, and I'm honestly surprised that this one was not taken yet. So I'm taking it, the original Terminator. That I have, I have a lot of love for T2. It is a classic, undoubted, but the original 1984 Terminator is so choice. It's got so many great lines. Of course, I'll be back and all of that. But one of my favorite lines of all time, when Kyle Reese is explaining the Terminator to Sarah Connor, is like, it doesn't feel remorse or pain, and it absolutely will not stop until you are dead. Perfection. Just perfection. I
100% agree.
I could go on, but I think I've made my point.
That's all he does.
No, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, you go again, man.
All right, so that's off the board for
I'm
me.
sweating
All right.
now. Oof.
My heart's racing like a
The pressure is on. The pressure's on.
There was like a sliver of hope
Keep
that Jurassic
calm.
Park would
Keep
fall
calm.
a little bit.
So for my next choice, and there's quite frankly some very sumptuous options on
I'm
my
very
list.
nervous right now.
Like I'm
Yeah,
looking
no
at a menu
shit.
here. I'm going to go with one of the best movies of 2013 from director Alfonso Cuarón,
Nice.
I
Gravity.
go ahead.
Gravity.
What a
Best
champ.
movie ever made,
Go ahead.
and I could
Good job.
talk about this movie for days. It's brilliant. It really is.
Ryan, you bastard. No,
I hate
Yeah.
to be that guy,
It is
but
one of the best movie going
I
experiences.
feel like it's so realistic. Is it sci-fi? Like, does it stretch our imagination enough?
Ooh. dude,
No, it's
Oh,
sci-fi.
it's
Realistic.
I'll-
It's not
It's
horror.
fiction based in space with
It's one of the
starships.
three.
It's
one of the
science
three, if I'm not
fiction.
mistaken.
Loretto
Action,
wants to
drama,
stir the
sci-fi,
pot.
thriller. It counts.
I just want to open that.
It's official. It's sci-fi on IMDb. It's official.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
You need
All
a
right,
what is
great
the
have it on
judge
my
thing?
list.
You need a
I'm
gavel.
really upset.
You need
Well
a
done,
thing.
Ryan. Benjamin, you're up.
Dive deep.
You know, I like that you brought up our good friend Alfonso Cuarón because he made Gravity and it's really good, but he made a better movie,
Don't you
and it's
fucking-
Children of Men. We're taking it, and I think it was a big mistake letting that one slip and taking Gravity instead.
Those could be my
Austin,
next.
But it's a
Poor
movie that
Austin,
nobody
though.
talked about. It's
Poor
so
Austin
underrated.
doesn't have
The
it.
Children of Men is such a great movie.
Oh, it is.
Hey, Austin, can I Amazon you some ice cream?
Yes.
What?
give me some cookies and cream, and you're all good, man.
Dude, that's
Cookies
legit one of my
and
favorite movies.
I fucking love Children of Men. You have no idea.
Dude,
Oh my
Oh
god.
man, it's so.
So you can vote for me once you're out of the game.
This dab.
Amanda, you're up. We haven't. I think this is the first dab ever on a movie draft. That's awesome.
I don't know what to do right now. God.
Good.
I'm looking at my list and they're all like independent films, and I'm like, oh Christ.
Hey. Go for it.
I didn't expect to love this one as much as I did. It actually had me weeping, much like Arrival. It was really beautiful story, and I think Brad Pitt did a fantastic job as this character. So I'm gonna take Ad Astra.
You mean Brad
directed by
Astro?
James Gray. Brad Astro.
Technically a debate one, but
I think I said Brad Astor for a second.
Or I mean, you can say Brad
Yeah.
Astro or Bad Astro.
Yeah, there you go.
I really enjoyed it. Thought it was beautifully shot. I watched it at 1 p.m. in IMAX by myself. I had the whole theater.
Nice.
It was just an emotional experience. I don't know if I was just, sad that day. I don't know what the hell it was, but the story was beautiful and the visuals, holy shit. Camera work was great. So I'm taking that as
Panda, hold up.
Yeah, oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
it's technically a debated one.
We
It
need to,
has adventure, drama, and mystery.
do we need a vote? I
I'm
say
giving it up vote.
Yes.
This is the easiest yes I've
They
given so
traveled
far.
way
Second
too far to
time.
be any. They
Oh,
traveled
no.
way too far.
I may think Ad Astra is overrated, but it's definitely sci-fi.
I am so with you on that
Thanks,
one.
guys.
Oh, for sure.
I appreciate you all.
You're welcome.
I'm
We got your
struggling,
back.
as you can tell.
Damn, dunking on her. She's like,
She did not prepare for the
Yeah, don't worry. We
She's
didn't
like,
want to
"Oh,
make you
shit."
take our 10 minutes planning because you didn't make a plan ahead of time. All right, we're keeping this easy for the draft. All right, it's not for
There you
you.
go.
It's for the runtime.
No, it's for me. It's okay.
All right, Jalen, you're up, man.
Wow.
Alrighty, I have a juicy one for my third round pick.
Oh,
This is
boy.
one of my favorite movies, directed by one of my favorite directors, and it features two of my favorite actors, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Nice.
So you probably know where I'm going with it. I'm taking
Ah.
Inception off the board with my
Nice.
third round pick. I needed it in my
That's
lineup.
debatable. That's
And now I got
debatable.
Damn it.
That's debatable.
Debatable. It's definitely sci-fi. I just looked it up.
Are you
on
kidding me?
IMDb.
If you had to
I'm
pick one, you'd go in the
I-
people
that's
dream.
why
I'm
Sure.
getting it's because I'm getting all the votes here. So I'm like,
Don't get mad.
I
Yeah,
actually,
it's
can't
actually
side,
realistically
sci-fi.
enter someone's dreams. So
I'm just kidding.
actually
I would
side
still
with
upvote you. I'm just
side
saying.
with Manda
I-
on this one.
We have Ryan. in
Wow,
the house. Ryan, what's up? What's going on,
from-
Ryan? Thank you for joining.
Ayo, Tool.
Matt, you're up.
Yeah, my third pick would be my favorite Spielberg movie of all time, E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Okay.
I was gonna
I
take that.
I just really
Matt.
felt connected with the story. I love the bond between Elliot and E.T. and him trying to find a way to get him back home. And the ending of him leaving the planet, leaving his own closest friend goodbye, I got teared up. And the greatest line gave me chills. I'll be right here.
Mm.
And the John Williams starts playing, and it was the most powerful ending in the history of cinema.
Love it. Love it. Kristen, you're up.
All right, I'm surprised no one has taken these. I'm gonna go with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
That's the one I was gonna pick, but thank
That-
God.
That's a great
Okay.
pick.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Mhm.
All right, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes goes to Christian.
Technically debatable, but
No, it's
Everything
sci-fi.
is
No, no,
debatable
no.
to you.
my
Normal.
IMDb rules technically debatable.
I'm looking at
not
my IMDb
debating it.
right
It's the
now.
formal rules, not the IMDb rules.
I'm not
You
debating.
got,
Okay,
you
so-
got, you got talking
so
apes,
I-
and you got apes on
action
horses. Come on.
adventure. It
Hold
does
up.
say action adventure
Oh.
drama.
It says, okay, so Dawn of the Planet of the Apes has action, adventure, and drama on IMDb.
I'm going upvote on this.
I'm good.
Come on.
I'm good.
No, I'm just playing. Thumbs up.
Apes on horses. Apes
It's
on
the-
horses.
Anyway,
It's a
how do you feel
horse.
about being lost today? No, I'm kidding.
I'm like, there are talking monkeys in that movie. That is science.
Right.
Science is-
Planet of the Apes
That's
doesn't
Dragon Ball
always
Z is where
mean
we're gonna get live
science lab
action.
people.
I'll never look at Planet of the Apes the same because of Shang-Chi.
Same.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
Same.
Honestly, yeah.
You ride the horses.
so true.
It was so funny.
I'm just
Planet of the
happy
Apes is like
Shang-Chi
closest
just completely
sci-
buried that Iron Man 3 twist. Like it completely buried it in a shallow grave. I love
Yeah.
it.
Like Iron Man.
Matt
Deservedly
Reeves,
so.
like Planet of the Apes, is like the closest thing we'll ever get to a Dragon Ball Z like
Right.
live action.
Yeah.
All right, Formal, you're up.
All right, so I know this one is a debated one. I don't think it will be debated, but it's not one of the top three. But I'm surprised it lasted this long. But anyway, I'm gonna go with this.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. I like it. I like
Nice.
There you go.
Hey, I'm upvoting Ben in Black. Enough said, man.
100%.
Yes.
it. The MIB.
Amanda, how dare you? I just saw
I
that.
am joking.
It's in the advertisement. It's in the draft.
I am joking.
I'm just,
All
I'm
right.
just a shit
I-
disturber.
Wait a minute.
God, that
And
movie's my childhood.
IMDb doesn't have sci-fi down.
Oh, you
Yeah,
got
it is-
Please,
Come on,
Rotten
it's
Tomatoes,
sci-fi.
please.
You got aliens come in the earth, and you have a
Gross.
bunch of alien weapons. Come on.
Yeah, there's no way.
Alien,
How is that
for
not
goodness
sci-fi? That
sake.
is very
It makes no.
confusing.
Yeah,
Can we
it's
still go over to
sci-fi.
Rotten Tomatoes, please? I don't like IMDb anymore.
Loretto, you're up.
IMDb
Trust
sucks
Rotten
anyways.
Tomatoes.
You can't trust IMDb these days.
Loretto, you're up.
Can't trust
I
anyone.
heard
I
you.
get all my
I heard
information
you.
from TMDB.
Sorry, I'm only going by what this guy told me.
Nicole's doing great.
She is.
So,
Rock
I gotta
on, Nicole.
say, I love the Jurassic Park pick. Jalen, great job with Inception. That was actually my next
good
pick,
steal.
so that kind of messed me up.
So-
But where I'll go here, and I think there's not enough of this. But what I love about science fiction, like genre, is like you could do so many things, but when it's scary, it's really scary.
Don't
So
you
shouts
dare.
out to the late Ennio Morricone, who emulated the director's musical style to perfection with a haunting score. We had the most gruesome, grotesque practical effects of all time. Shouts out to the master of horror himself, John Carpenter. I'm talking about The Thing, baby.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Didn't choose my
you,
pick.
Lo.
Thank God. Okay.
Love
I
the
was
pick.
very afraid there for a
I'm
second.
very
I
much
was
scared
I mean,
now.
it was one of
That's
my
a really
picks. I
good
was
pick.
like, I could
It's
choose
'cause-
that, but no.
What Lo does is build it up and then give us all anxiety for a spin.
That's exactly what he was doing.
Austin, you're up.
Anxiety?
That's what it
Yes.
does.
All right. So, as I mentioned, horror was my first love. I love sci-fi. I'm gonna go way back to the 1930s. I'm picking Frankenstein.
What?
Yep, I'm going
Whoa.
Frankenstein. What you get when you try and try and become God and bring back, and what you get when you combine a normal brain and you get everything together, you create a monster that doesn't really know what to do at all. I rewatched it on Halloween. That movie holds up like a fine wine. And it's a really tragic story too, because again, this is a guy, he might as well be a baby in a grown man's body. And the scene, of course, the scene where he throws the little girl in the river, holy crap, I'm actually getting kind of emotional thinking about it right now. But it's, again, I'm gonna use this word again, masterpiece. Enough said.
Nice.
Boris Karloff is a legend.
Fuck yeah, he is.
All right, I've got
Great
back-to-back
pick,
picks.
Austin.
I got back-to-back picks, and I'm just ecstatic to add these to my roster. Two of my favorite movies ever. My first selection. By the way, before I make my selections, we would need to kick ass on these last few rounds. We're talking a little too much. Let's literally get through the draft, and then we'll talk as long as we want. We could be there for hours during the post-game show. It's all good. But I want to get through this. All right. My first selection here is a movie that has infinite rewatchability. Sorry, Formal, you went with the wrong Will Smith movie, and that is Independence Day.
I knew
it's
you were
my
going to
selection
take
here.
that.
That's a good
Independence
one.
Day is so much fun.
Good job.
And then I'm going to go, just like my man Austin, went the horror route a little bit. Horror is near and dear to my heart, and I'm going to go with a movie that is a modern horror masterpiece, and that is A Quiet Place.
Damn you.
Is that really sci-fi?
Is that really sci-fi?
It is. I actually.
Well,
Not that I'm
The
gonna fight you
monsters
guys.
are
I'm-
aliens.
I'm literally.
They're
I'm
aliens.
just asking. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
gonna
want
have.
to fight you. I don't want to
Oof.
fight you, Dives. I'm just saying.
That's a tough one.
Well, according to IMDb, it is.
Oh my god.
I don't want to see. This is why
I
we
am
used
just
to show
saying,
it to
that's
Rotten
interesting.
Tomatoes.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. I'm
It is
just
a good pick.
curious.
My God.
Paddington 2 was animation. That's all I'm saying.
Oh boy.
Paddington 2 beat out.
Paddington 2. Jesus.
No.
I
thanks.
actually haven't seen any of the Paddington movies, so I'm really
The
left
first
out on here.
one's
This one.
really-
It's a sad day for you.
That was the second one.
Oh God, that's why I've heard good things. So I forgot I'm up again. All right, so there is a lot of films I could choose here. There's a crap ton. I'm surprised that none of you have listened off, but you know what? I'm gonna go with, again, this is one of my favorite movies in general. Let's go back to Spielberg here.
Nice.
I love this film. I don't think this film gets enough credit. I'm gonna go with Minority Report
Ooh.
on this one. I know it's not listed as sci-fi in IMDb,
It
but
is.
in my eyes, this is straight up science fiction noir to the T.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yes.
A good movie.
I mean,
Okay.
the
Based
way
on a
they,
Philip K.
touchscreen.
Dick story, so
yeah, the way they use determinism against free will, the whole thing with the ball going across the room, it's like, why'd you
All right.
catch that? It was gonna fall down. But yeah, I could go on about
Yeah,
Minority
they can
Report.
like see the future for
Moving
criminals
on,
before
moving
they get
on.
committed.
Sorry.
I'm going to cut everyone off here. Loretto, you're up, man.
all right, y'all. This one's for me. I usually save it for the end, but this one's for me. The only good bug is a dead bug. Starship Troopers, baby. Kill them all.
Good job. Good job.
Well, dude, we're the same age, man. We're the same age. We have the same age. I love that. Paul Verhoeven, man. Formal.
Wait, sorry. What was Lowe's? I couldn't hear it. Went out.
Starship Troopers.
Okay, never mind. But I'll be quick, and I'm gonna get to the chopper, and I'm gonna go with Predator.
Nice.
Spicy.
Fucking
Get to
love
the
some
chopper.
Predator.
Get to the chopper.
We don't talk about the Predator. Enough said.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Christian.
You meaning the 28 version, 2018
Oh
version?
man,
right?
this is a
Christian,
tough.
you're
I'm
up.
sorry.
This-
Sorry, derailed.
okay. This is tough. I'm checking something really quick just to make sure.
No checkies. No checkies. Just put it. Just say it.
Trust your instincts.
It's between these two movies. I'm gonna go with Super 8.
Ooh, love it. Love it.
Underrated movie,
Underrated.
man.
Thank you.
Good
Matt,
luck.
you're up.
Good pick, Christian.
Thank you.
Matt, you're up, bro.
All right.
Thank you.
God. Okay. So hold on. I'm gonna pick Galaxy Quest.
No.
Oh.
Such an underrated movie. It's the
I
best
like
Star
that
Trek movie
pick.
ever made.
Best pick of the draft so far, right there.
Oh, best pick at the draft so
Excuse me. No.
Jalen, you're up.
Yes.
Okay. I'm tilting a little bit, so I'm gonna probably take the maximum amount of time, my little 20 to 30 seconds, because I'm debating between two heavyweights right now. I'm thinking I was gonna pull my MCU card out, but I'm gonna save that for later. Maybe I'm tilting really bad right now.
Hey, I'm gonna give you some time because I spaced out. What was the last pick?
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest. Never give up. Never surrender.
Never surrender.
I guess I gotta go with my heart. I'm just gonna go with the film that I enjoy more. So this next pick is More Than Meets the Eye, and I'm gonna take Transformers.
Nice.
Ah,
Okay.
good.
I love Transformers.
The first one's amazing.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
what's the first one?
I bought a little Camaro on purpose. I was obsessed with Bumblebee.
Yeah, no, just the first one. I'm not drafting
Just the-
Transformers 2 or any of that dinosaur business.
Okay. Or
Amanda,
even the
you're
last
up.
night.
Fair. Sorry. Hi.
Amanda,
Yes.
you're up.
Hello. I'm gonna go with the Rian Johnson film,
Is what I'm thinking of this?
and I'm gonna pick Looper instead of the other one. I'm gonna pick Looper. I was
Next pick, man.
blown
Next pick.
the f away with this movie in theaters. I did not expect to love it as much as I did. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis, holy shiznit, it was awesome. And yeah, I'm taking Looper. Psyched you guys out.
Man, Looper's fucking amazing.
It's so good.
It is.
So good.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
On the clock, Benjamin.
All right, on the clock. You know what? People have been dunking on a director recently, and it's time to remind them of a movie that's really good. And it's called The World's End, from our good friend Edgar Wright. And by our good friend, I mean it's one-sided, but it's The World's End. People have been coming around on it. It's his most mature film, and I think it's going to go far in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
World's End. Ryan, you're up, man. You got back to back.
All right, so for my first choice, and again, I got a lot of options here. I'm going to go with the Alex Garland joint, Ex Machina. I love
Like that pick.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
a
good
good
pick.
one.
Nice.
since I first saw it, and it's gotten better and more relevant as the years have gone on.
All right.
And
Nice.
then for my next choice, I am going to go with, well, there was one Planet of the Apes movie mentioned earlier. I'm going to take it all the way back to 1968, and I'm going to pick the OG Planet of the Apes. The excellent makeup, Rod Serling's excellent screenplay, and just the interplay throughout, the whole human dynamic and the ape dynamic. I know I'm on the clock, so I'll keep it there, but the OG Planet of the Apes, it's fantastic.
Damn them all to hell.
Nice. All right. You're up, Benjamin.
Yeah, all right. I'm noticing a lack of animation, and not 3D animation, but traditional animation and anime. We're going with Ghost in the Shell. It pioneered the neo-noir genre along with Blade Runner. I think it's a steal in round 5.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So not
AJ would be very
Scarjo.
proud.
That's a good pick.
And not the ScarJo one, the animated
That
one.
one
Wait,
doesn't
don't talk
exist.
about the ScarJo one.
That one doesn't
Oh,
exist.
it exists. It's on my shelf.
My buddy Lucas would go gun
Christian's
cold for
just-
Amanda,
ScarJo.
you're up.
Mine, but
I'm stressed.
How many rounds is this again?
6.
It's 6?
Oh, that was only 4 movies.
Oh no, man! It's I thought it was
I got plenty of movies still left. Good.
It's 6. Sorry. Oh no, we have 2 more. Shit. Okay.
Okay.
Was this our fourth or fifth?
It's our
This is
5th,
5.
right? It's 5.
Yeah, we're now on
Okay.
5, I believe.
Oh.
Oh,
I got
Okay.
plenty of movies left. Thank God. Okay.
I'm just gonna go I'm gonna pick a favorite of mine, even though a lot of people hated it. It is a book adaptation, and I feel like Steven Spielberg did a great job with this. I absolutely fell in love with it. And I'm gonna go with Ready Player One. I know a lot of people hate
Great
it,
pick.
Hey,
but
that's a great pick.
That's a
the
good pick.
references while watching it on that big screen, the third actors is a lot of fun. I know it's kind of messy and jumbled, but damn, did I have a blast watching
Hey, I
that.
love the movie. It's a great film.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
It's
It's so
dude.
good.
You're not
I
alone.
love it.
Jalen, you're up.
Yay.
Amanda, my buddy Gary would fall in love with you right now hearing that. Enough said. He really would.
I'm up.
Jalen, you're
And
up.
he'd be the only one.
I'm up.
Yep, you're up, man.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take one of my personal fan favorites. It's a movie that I came into the draft and I'm like, I'm not leaving without it. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but I'm going to go ahead and draft Cloverfield.
Nice.
It's a fully POV movie, apocalyptic movie, takes place in New York. Just a very, very fun film to watch. Always has you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. And now it's on my team.
Shout out
Jalen's
to
bringing
that
the fire
boy
in this
Matt
draft.
Reeves.
Jalen is bringing the fire in this draft.
Jalen's he's killing it. He's
Good
doing a
shit,
Great
man.
job, man.
Good shit.
Matt, you're up, man.
Good thing that none of the MCU movies have been taken yet. So I'm gonna pick Avengers Endgame.
Ooh.
Oh,
I
thank God.
love you.
Hey, low-key, good pick, good pick, good pick.
Yes.
Endgame is
Loki.
off the board. Christian, you're up, man.
God, I love
I'm
it.
going with Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Here it
you know.
comes. Here it
I heard
comes.
Nicole
Wow.
Here comes the MCU run here. Ryan O'Toole loves Amanda's pick. Ready Player
Thanks,
One.
Ryan.
All right. Formal is up, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with Corbin Dallas.
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element.
Wait, which one? Oh, fifth. Oh, okay. I thought which one was that again? I haven't seen Fifth Element in ages.
The Fifth Element is my birthday movie that came out on my actual birthday. May
Holy
14th.
shit,
dude.
Nice.
So the Fifth Element is your pick.
Yes.
Yes. Fifth
Great
Element.
pick.
Formal. Loretta.
Please don't pick this. Please don't pick this. Please don't
Man,
pick this.
I'm hella mad. I was hoping we would save MCU for like the 6th round or whatever. But you know what? If we're
Whatever.
gonna do that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm due for a win. I want a win. I'm gonna take Avengers Infinity War. Let's go.
Snap.
Guys, let me say this. I'm surprised that this one hasn't even been thought of, but I'm going to go with one of my favorite films, RoboCop.
Ooh, I love it.
Man, Paul Verhoeven, what he did with this movie, with the dystopia and how you were mentioning before, of how it goes to the corporations, and of course, your move, creep. I mean, RoboCop again. That film is incredible. I love RoboCop.
Damn it, Austin.
Damn it.
Yeah, I haven't been mad this entire time. Now I'm kind of mad.
Until just now.
All right. I am on the clock. I got the 5th round ending here. I've got the 6th round starting. And I'm going to go. I'm going to start off with a movie that I'm not sure that people are going to say it's sci-fi or not, but I'm not sure. But let's see what happens. It's a movie that's near and dear to my heart. One of my favorite animated movies of all time. And that's The Iron Giant.
Shocker.
That would have been my next
Hoping
pick.
for
That
that
wasn't for the
one.
MCU shit, man.
Are we good with The Iron Giant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
IMDb says it's action, adventure, and family. I don't know.
We gotta give it to
Moving on,
Dimes.
moving on.
You got a
Yeah,
leg up
let's
from
go.
outer
Moving
on.
space.
He
Let's
would
go.
draft it in every single draft if he could. So we gotta give
There's no question about
God.
that.
I
I
don't
was
know.
hoping I was
Yeah,
gonna make it back
literally
to me.
fell out of the sky. Come on.
yeah.
Man,
All right.
Dang,
To
no, Iron
wrap
Giant.
up to start the 6th round here, I'm going to go with a movie that's also near and dear to my heart. It's one of my favorite. Sorry, guys. I'm going to do it. Since we're starting, I'm going to pick a comic book movie.
Tracks.
uh-oh.
Tracks.
It is my favorite. It's like literally top 3, and that is Logan for me.
Ooh.
No,
Dude.
not
I
you.
like.
That's an incredible
Is
pick. It's
Logan
my
really
second-
sci-fi?
It is. It is.
It takes
Oh,
place.
His
man.
daughter is a literal science experiment. His daughter
Yeah,
was like
true.
training
Mutants.
or something.
A lot of the young mutants have been experimented on.
Mhm.
So
God, I have so many movies that I'm surprised. You know what? I'm gonna go with a movie that doesn't get enough love. I'm gonna go back to the sci-fi horror comedy route. James Gunn's Slither.
Woo!
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
I'm gonna go
awesome.
with Slither on my end.
Nice.
I rewatched the film recently. I don't get how it didn't make it to at the box office. It's fucking hilarious. Great combination of that and B sci-fi. I mean, it's so endlessly rewatchable. And plus, James Gunn's the man. Enough said.
Yeah.
You just became Loretto, you're up. I love Slither. Oh man. Loretto, you hear me? He's thinking.
Hold up.
You got this, Lo.
Wait a minute. All right. Yeah, y'all didn't hear that. It's okay.
Yes, we did. It's okay.
Man, hey, Dives, for real. I thought I would get away with doing Iron Giant, man. You fucked me up. No, seriously, I'm panicking. Fifth Element was my last pick, like hypothetically as well.
Uh-oh.
Breathe.
Shit.
You can do this.
Use the
problem
force.
is there's like a couple different ways I want to go. I'm so irritated right
Use
now.
the force.
Use the force.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna kind of stick with my theme, and it's by a great filmmaker. It has an amazing cast, and to be honest, it kind of fits my theme. I love it. I'm gonna go stick to kind of like my sci-fi horror theme, and go with Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
Nice.
Ooh, good one.
pick.
That's like just so rewatchable. I don't know why. I can just watch that all the time. Formal.
I'm really upset about that Iron Giant thing. I was seriously hoping that was gonna make it back around to me.
Fuck me up, man.
Relax, Lo.
All right, this is the last one, but I want to like go out well. So I'm between two here.
Uh-oh.
There's one movie that I can't believe hasn't been taken yet.
The suspense.
I feel like
All
we're
right,
going.
There's quite a
It's
few.
not my. I'm not a big fan of the movie, but
That's not fair. You can't pick it. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna pick it because I think it does have a point in sci-fi, even though logically it doesn't make sense. But
You're
I'm
really
gonna say
selling it.
I'm gonna say Signs.
Nice.
Oh,
I
okay.
Really sold it. That's good.
Oh my god.
You're like, oh well, this is.
I know he's like, it's kind of a bottom of the barrel option. I'm reaching a little
Let me
bit, but
scrape
I don't
here.
really like it, but you know.
Like
I
I
don't
don't
know.
have to go with it.
You're doing my job for me, really, at this point. This is easy.
Kristen, you're up, man.
Oh Jesus! I didn't think I was gonna. Okay. All right. This is tough. This is really, really tough. I'm stuck between two. I
Pick the second one.
I was going to choose.
Amanda over here.
It sucks so much. Okay. I'm gonna go with okay. So do we consider Ghostbusters sci-fi or no?
No.
No?
I actually
Okay.
do on my end, but all right.
I do.
All right, let's do a thumbs
I
up.
mean, sure. Why?
Well,
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Take
Yeah,
that
go
one.
ahead,
Take
take
that
I was
one.
just asking.
Sink
I
your
was just
shot. Let's
asking.
go.
All right, take it. All
What
right,
was the
we're
other
good.
one? Wait, what was the other one?
No, I don't want to say it. Can I give you ideas?
no, I consider Ghostbusters sci-fi. That was
Oh
actually gonna be
my
one of my
God.
last picks. That was the baby.
All right, you going with Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I'll go with Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters.
The other one was Annihilation.
No, the
so
2016.
Oh,
I'm so happy you said that, Christian.
that's fine.
All right, Matt, what's your last selection?
Oh god.
My last selection would be with Keanu Reeves. You got a fun time travel adventure story. And my favorite line, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, baby.
I love
Oh
it.
god, my buddy Gary would be losing his shit right now hearing that.
I absolutely
Yeah.
love it. All right, Jalen, you're up, man. Last pick.
Okay, I'm tilting within myself because there's two films that I came into this draft and I was like, I'm not gonna leave without them, but now I have to leave one of them behind, which is a really, really tough decision for me. I'm trying to think if I want to think with my head or my heart. I do not know at the moment. For my last pick, oh my god, am I really gonna leave this out? Okay, I'm tilting. Okay. I'm gonna put my fandom aside, and I'm not gonna draft. Wait, how many picks are left actually before I say
This
this?
is your last
It's your
one.
last one.
Oh, this is the last pick.
Make
Yeah.
it count, fam.
Oh, it's my last pick, but not the last pick. Okay.
Correct.
I'm gonna draft In Time, Justin Timberlake, Cillian
Nice.
Murphy.
Nice.
I've
Yeah,
never
no,
seen
It's just a
time.
very fun movie. I love the concept, love the storyline, great acting. So I'm gonna take In Time.
I have it on
Never
DVD. I really loved it.
Hey,
It's good.
DVD.
And if nobody drafts
Yeah,
my
there
other
you
one,
go.
I'll tell y'all what it is if nobody drafts it. 'Cause
All
I'm
right, cool.
surprised that it's
Hey,
falling.
hella
Sorry.
fast. What did Christian pick? Was it Ghostbusters?
Yes, not the 2016 version.
Oh, he
Man
totally
over
picked
here
the
trying to-
2016. He totally did.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. All right, cool. Thanks.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
the original Ghostbusters.
Ugh, so
All right, Amanda.
Oh God. I'm gonna pick Alita Battle Angel.
Ah!
I'm totally
Wow.
That's the
I'm
only one I
joking, I'm
would have.
joking. I'm kidding. Lo would kill me, so I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Lo would
I mean, you
actually
want to be
kill me.
Elite Army
oh,
behind
The
you.
army is a real thing. Like
Yeah,
that,
no,
that's
it's
not fair.
It's actually scary how bad the Elite Army is on Twitter. So I'm just joking.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I'm screwing with you guys.
Oh, she's not going with Alita.
No, I'm not. I know that everyone would get pissed at me, and it's a cop out.
I don't know. She's
Like,
pretty
trust me.
serious
That would have
thing.
won her the draft. and
I
she don't
have
want to
been.
win.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I've been there. I picked Alita like another draft, and people just got pissed. So I'm just not gonna do it. I'm a Trekkie, so I'm gonna pick Star Trek as my last pick. I really loved Chris Pine and
okay.
Zachary Quinto and John Cho and Anton Yelchin. They all did such a great job. So yeah, I'm gonna pick the first Star Trek. Jesus, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Star Trek.
Man, you named 3 wrong mythological people in that statement.
Benjamin, you're up, man.
Yeah, we got to end this with a banger, and I'm going to go for 6 for 6. No wrong picks. We're doing The Prestige by Christopher Nolan.
Nice.
Great pick.
I think this is a definitive sci-fi pick. We can argue about it later. I don't know if it's actually in the tags, but
It is. It is.
the twist is very sci-fi. I don't want to say it because it would ruin it for people who haven't seen it.
Thank you.
It is Nolan's best movie. All right, I love Inception, love Interstellar,
Great.
love Dunkirk, but The Prestige is
Wow.
his best written film, and I think it's a good end here.
Wow, man.
Great shit, dude.
That might be one of my favorite picks of the day. That was awesome. That did not even occur to me. I love that film. Ryan, wrap it up, man.
All right, so probably some of you saw me doing this. It was because I was praying to God that no one took this, and none of y'all took it, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to close out my side of things with Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Nice.
I mean, I could go about this all day.
I
Come
love
on!
this
And, and
Good.
Ricardo Montalban, and just such
I
an epic in every sense of the imagination.
Still need to see it. Just don't kill me.
That's awesome.
It's so good that J.J. Abrams had to rip it off for Into Darkness. So
That's why I did not take Into Darkness.
I enjoy Into
That
Darkness.
movie was fire though.
That was
I love Cumberbatch, but
I like
got my
Beyond though. Beyond was fun.
The Batch
Simon
of
Pegg
Cumber.
directed it.
Beyond.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It is time. It is
Perfect
time for
timing.
intermission. Guys, if you're watching live, we'll be back in literally just 10 minutes. We're just going to take a pee break, get some drinks, get some snacks, whatever you want to do. But guys, we'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm going to kick everybody out here. We'll be back for our post-game show momentarily. So thank you everyone for watching us live. We'll be back in just 10 minutes. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the post-game show. I've got my man over here, Loretto. I'm going to take that off. Loretto, you are the host of the post-game show. Whoa, what's going on with the dogs? So this is the post-game show. I'm going to add.
What was that?
Yeah, we got some dogs.
Everybody okay?
Oh my gosh.
That gave me a heart attack. But here we are.
Right.
Out. Today, right now is our post-game show. We're going to grade every single team here out of 10. And if anybody has to leave early, please let us know right now. If you want to go now or go early, because we're going to go literally starting with Austin and forward.
Oh shit!
No,
By
sorry,
the way,
not Austin. Who had the first?
Ryan did.
Ryan had the first round pick. I'm sorry.
By the way, as soon as I heard this, what I thought of.
I love it.
I love that soundbite so
my
much.
man Loretto has the
All right.
point ready to go.
So, hey, everyone that was watching the drop before, thank you for watching. For everyone that was on the panel tonight, you guys did a fantastic job. Thank you guys. And if you're just joining us, this is the post game of our science fiction film draft. Without further ado, oh crap! Whoa!
You're doing great, Lo.
All right, technical difficulties galore.
We love you.
Without further ado,
the dog's making a cameo appearance.
Dogs want to be in the draft.
I know.
Doggos.
I know.
Does Clifford count as sci-fi?
Can it be?
Oh my god.
Doesn't
all right, without further
Airbud.
ado,
Airbud went to space. Sorry.
Sci-fi.
Oh my God,
let's
that's
get right in.
there.
We had one of our newcomers, Ryan Cam. Jesus Christ, Ryan Cam. Thank you for joining us, Ryan. You have a really good team, really classic team. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you went with these classic films. We did Ridley Scott's Alien from 1979, James Cameron's The Terminator, Alfonso Cuarón's Gravity, Ex Machina, Planet of the Apes from '68, and Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Really quick, Ryan, just break it down, your thought process on how you liked your team. Are you happy with it, and kind of like what were you going for when you're building your team, and what would you grade yourself first off?
Well, when I was putting all this together, I dove into a lot of IMDb lists and Letterboxd lists, and I was like sci-fi, like 80s sci-fi, and I just dove into subgenres, and I just kind of barfed out a Letterboxd list of like 70-ish sci-fi movies, and I just picked a litter from there. But
Good job.
Alien was going to be number one no matter what. Like I said in the draft, I think it is a movie that is practically perfect in every way. I have seen the movie many times. I can't find a single flaw with it. Even I know exactly what's going to happen, and yet every time I am always like, oh God, please just shoot it out the airlock. Just shoot it out the airlock. And even though I know it's going to happen, I still it's like sides of the armrest, and I don't even have armrest, but sides of the armrest clutching type stuff. Then Terminator was it. I got to be honest. My top 10 was pretty well poached, and Terminator was number 10. So I ended up going with that. And I mean, the Terminator is just excellent. It's one of those movies that you find something new to love about it every time. Gravity was a bit of a wild card. It was one of those movies I hadn't seen for quite a while, but then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, that's actually really good. And I have not to brag, but I have a pretty good memory for movies. I can recall them like pretty good, so I don't have to rewatch a ton of them. I can just be like, Gravity, and I can think of certain scenes, and it was just something like that. Same with Ex Machina. Haven't seen it in a while, but I know exactly what happens. And one of my favorite scenes from 2015 was the scene where Oscar Isaac and Domhnall Gleeson are talking about certain things in front of a Jackson Pollock. I'm sure you all know the scene I'm talking about, and that was great. And I love like the sci-fi where it's like the Turing test of is it, isn't it? I love that kind of stuff. Planet of the Apes is just classic to me. I love Rod Serling. I have an entire series on my channel where I break down the Twilight Zone. So of course, but it's one of my early sci-fi. It's one of my early sci-fi memories. I remember watching this for the first time as part of a college class, and I was blown away by just the quotes that "Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape," and the incredible makeup, and just the questions of if humans were in another place and they were treated as animals, is it humane, and how we treat other animals in our time. It asks questions, and of course, the twist is just one of the greatest of all time. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not sure how many of you have seen it or not seen it, but I won't say a word. But it's one of the all-time classics. And then Wrath of Khan was honestly, I looked down my list and was like, okay, if no one picks this, then I think this will take me over the top. And no one picked it, and I think that's the one that's going to take me over the top. So very long-winded explanation there, but that's what I want. That's how I did it.
Hey, no worries, man. You have a really good team. I appreciate the balance because you have Gravity and Ex Monica to balance those classic older films. So I'm going to open up the floor to the panel, all the draftees tonight. Hot takes, cold takes. The floor is open. Go ahead, take it away, y'all.
Fire away.
All right,
Guys,
I'm going to
guys,
start.
I for Aliens over Alien, but that's about it.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
I'm a little worried about how people are going to vote for this team.
Same.
That's the obvious. I think the big red flag here is that Alien, the Terminator, Gravity, Ex Machina, Planet of the Apes, Star Trek 2. While they're all classics, and I super respect this list, I'm a little worried, bro, about how this team is going to last in the tournament.
Same.
Yeah. See, the big one is you got Gravity, which I think has that more recent feel, and the people that love Gravity, right? And you got Alien, which is good, but you also have a lot of movies that can be called classic, black and white, boring, bad movies, as some film critics might say. And, you just start thinking about that and you're like, yeah, no, this ain't going very far. I'll be honest, Alien, I love it, but it's a boring movie, as my sister says. So this is a draft that I would say is bottom of the barrel.
All right,
I'm mostly kidding. This is really cool. I love what you picked, but
do we have any other takes? I'm gonna
gotta shoot it.
So I just want to say, Ryan, I think Alien is honestly top 1 or 3, no argument, on one of the greatest science fiction films ever. So with that being said, man, great job. Let's move on to our next team, picking at number 2 out of 10. I really appreciate everybody in this draft going classic in that first round. I appreciate that we didn't go too pop culture heavy. So we have Team Benjamin. Welcome. I love seeing all these new faces.
Well, really quick, I did have to go. Sorry about that. Sorry. My friend's guilt tripping me and going this Friendsgiving thing. So.
Hold up. Hey, let me just switch up the order a little bit.
We get to see the behind the scenes of Loretto's PowerPoint.
It's so basic, guys.
It's a very creative.
There's nothing complicated about it, but it gets the job done. Sorry, Benjamin. We'll get right back to you.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, sorry, I just got a jet as soon.
No, you're good, man.
PowerPoint.
Yeah, Christian's my friend too. I've voted for him in the past.
Oh,
all right.
We gotta be helpful to the man,
Behind the scenes and technical difficulties and dogs. Christian, man, from Team Film Optics, amazing content creator and an awesome guy. You have a good team, dude. Empire Strikes Back, The Martian, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Super 8, which I really loved. I would have picked that late if no one took it, but you took it pretty early. Guardians of the Galaxy, one of my favorite MCU films.
James Gunn,
and Ghostbusters. I mean,
2016.
It's iffy with sci-fi, but it's a great film.
I know it
Christian,
really is.
So break down how you feel about your team and what would you grade yourself?
I mean, I feel pretty good about my team. Honestly, Ghostbusters was like a legit wild card, and I'm actually regretting that decision right now.
As you should.
Anyway,
I've all men is putting doubts in his head already.
She does it on the daily, so I'm used to it.
Evil, Amanda, you're evil.
I mean, I broke down and chose my Star Wars and Marvel pick because I mean I fought for them, so they're here. So of course, Empire Strikes Back needs really no explanation. The Martian is one of my favorite sci-fi films. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is just, Matt Reeves is just a genius. Like, I wish I could have all three, the entire trilogy on here, but that would be a little redundant. So, and of course, Super 8, the sci-fi thriller, which I haven't seen in a while, but like, I was like, man, like, I'm surprised nobody picked it. Like, it dropped down to the 4th pick, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm actually surprised no one chose Guardians of the Galaxy as well. But, I know a lot of people are trying to, fight that mainstream itch that everybody had going on. And for Ghostbusters, I mean, I just threw it in there just to see if people are going to like it or not. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to do. I know there's a lot of sci-fi elements into it, but I really don't know how it's going to do. But overall, I feel pretty good about my team.
Hey, it's a good squad, man, and I like the filmmaking aspect of Super 8, seeing those kids make that zombie picture, and Elle Fanning was great at such a young debut, and or for one of her first films. But anyways, gonna open it up, guys. Hot takes, cold takes. You guys love it, everybody. It's open.
Christian, all I'm gonna say is this: in the words of the Conquistador from Last Crusade, you've chosen wisely.
Thank you.
Especially for Ghostbusters. Not 2016 Ghostbusters, but yes.
Christian, this is probably
I'm getting 10 out of 10 from Brian. That's the first time.
Christian, this is your best team. There's
Yeah,
no question
literally,
this
it's
is
your best team.
That's a hell of
I
a
don't want to say that, but yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty solid.
Amanda's
Except for
being nice to
Ghostbusters.
Christian.
Surprise.
I thought they had a
Except for
pretty good
Ghostbusters.
comic book draft team, but
I think like majority of people did not take like a Star Wars or an MCU, but since you fought for it, you kind of had to take it.
Yeah.
But I think The Martian is such a great movie, really underrated, and Ghostbusters is your only like iffy pick, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe even Super 8, because I don't think a lot of people watched it. So your team's really relying on Empire and then Guardians and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. But yeah, those are three massive fan bases. So you'll go far.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have a lot of
She says
fan
I'll
base.
go far. She doesn't say I'll win the whole thing.
No, because I'm here.
She's like,
You're
no,
gonna go
because
far,
I'm
kid.
going to win.
Why would I say that? Like,
But yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, I mean, it's a great team. I'm just gonna see how this works.
There's a
So-
lovability. There's a lovability factor about this team. Like, I literally love every single one of these films.
Yeah.
Even Super 8 is probably your weakest pick. But as someone who just loves Spielberg, and there's so much love in that film with Spielberg. Like, I love this list top to bottom, man.
I almost went with Chronicle, but I wasn't entirely sure how that was gonna do either because I love that movie.
You
But
should have. I almost took Chronicle my last pick. That is a phenomenal movie.
Jalen took like half my list over there. He's got a fire list, guys. That's all I gotta say. I was like,
Good
man,
job.
this man
Yeah.
is making good
Hey,
shit.
good job, man. Good
job,
job.
and
Yeah,
By the
shit.
way,
Oh yeah. I'd like to just add one thing. I think you have a lovable list. I don't think you have a great list. All right, you're gonna
Oh
get the
my
fan bases,
God.
and you got Empire, which is the best Star Wars
Yeah.
movie. Unless you look at every film review of a movie that just came out, and every year after, everything says it's the best movie since Empire. But Empire has stood the test of time. Some of these are going to. You got People's Choice here, but I don't think they're
That's what I
all
was going
standout best of the sci-fi genre.
Oh, for
You
sure.
got a good team. You got a
literally
7 out
going
of
to the
10.
People's Choice right now. Like that was my goal. So.
Your popularity points, yeah.
I-
Definitely get some popularity.
I
I've
personally
gone like the more
think-
personal route in the past, but now I'm like, it's time to go mainstream.
Hey, so
I
hey, Christian,
personally-
man, I don't want to keep you from your Friendsgiving, so I just want
Yeah.
to say, hey guys, if you don't, please follow Film Optics.
Yeah.
They're a great group of guys.
yes.
Christian, you have anything else you want to say before you go?
Just thank you so much for the kind words, and thank you so much for having me back on. And may the odds forever be in your favor.
Christian, it was good to see you, man. It's been too
Always
long,
a
dude.
pleasure.
I know it's been a while.
Yeah.
Live
to
long
meet
and
you.
prosper.
Yes.
See you guys.
We're gonna do everything.
man.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah, I'll see you
All
tomorrow,
right,
Amanda.
I'll see you. Have fun.
Thanks.
So going back to Benjamin, guys. Man, honestly, I kind of thought you guys would sleep on Jurassic Park. So good job, man. I was thinking I could steal it later. 2001: A Space Odyssey in the first round. Jurassic Park, which like broke my heart. Children of Men, an epic dystopian film. The World's End by Edgar Wright. Ghost in the Shell, which I was lucky enough to see in IMAX this year. Incredible, incredible film that paved the way for so many other films back in 1995. It was Christopher Nolan's The Prestige to round out this team. A really, really, really strong slate. break it down, how you feel about your team. Benjamin, how would you grade it? And go through your thought process on what you wanted to do tonight.
Okay, I'll start by saying this way. When I was announced that I was going to be in the draft, I immediately hopped on Letterboxd, looked at the top 50 lists, and just compiled all the films into one massive list that I could. I was like, let's just try this. Let's rank what's going to go first, what's going to go last. And my favorite movie of all, well, in my top 10s is Blade Runner 2049, Alien, just amazing movies. But I'm like, these are gone first round, second round. I'm picking twice. I don't get to choose these. So I was like, we're starting strong with 2001, arguably the best and most iconic sci-fi movie over the entire genre as a whole before you go into different micro genres. And I was like, you know what? We're either taking that or we're taking Dune. Depends who's number one and what they take. And Dune didn't get picked, or 2001. I had a crisis and I decided it's 2001. We're sticking with it. And I was like, all right, cool. We're going to see what happens in the next couple of rounds. Mad Max Fury Road goes really fast. And I was like, whoa, that was a sleeper pick I was going to try and take in the round 2-3 slot. So I had to really pivot. But Jurassic Park didn't go. And I was like, perfect. That's an easy round 2. My goal going into this was pick the sleeper picks people are going to sleep on and just try and snag out the good ones. And Jurassic Park is a very good one. And then Children of Men stuck around. And I was like, well, this kind of naturally fits into that spot that Mad Max left open, a movie more and more people come around on that once they see it, it's an instant classic. And then, goes around again. And now I'm thinking, well, round 4, round 5. Yeah, you're scraping low, but this is a deep draft, and World's End, I'm just like, this is another easy pick. I wasn't super scared it was going to get picked up. People have been clambering about, Edgar Wright hasn't been making a lot of good movies recently on film Twitter. The people's thinking that with Last Nights in Soho, Baby Driver, but people have been coming around on The World's End, his most mature movie about growing up and such. And it's the finale in the Cornetto trilogy. It's an apocalypse movie while also being really funny and also just kind of having that, depressive side to it that just feels very sci-fi. And just, the more you watch it, the more you love it. And then, comes back around to me and I'm like, well, it's Ghost in the Shell. It's gotta be. I was debating her. I was debating the very bombastic Pacific Rim. But I was like, you know what? Those are all more recent movies. And I think we need to talk about just good, great, fantastic movies that define this genre. And Ghost in the Shell defined this genre, or at least the micro-genre of neo-noir sci-fi, right? Along with that Blade Runner, as I said earlier. And then round 6 comes around. I'm the second last pick. And I'm like, all right, I don't know what's going to stick around. And Christopher Nolan was talked about early in it. And suddenly, oh, wait a minute. The Prestige is still open. His best movie is still open, and it's a sci-fi. Yes, please check that box. Take it away. I am more than happy with this list. It's a little different than what I envisioned it to be, but I think the changes I made to it in the moment are beneficial, and I think that it'll grab a lot of the film Twitter people that aren't just going for the basic comic book type of style, that want to play in the sci-fi genre and not just pop culture's playhouse.
Hey, well said, man. I think Jurassic Park kind of fills that blockbuster gap for you. So I think that's a strong pick there. And I also want to say, pardon my typo in Odyssey. I didn't know how to spell it until we started this thing, and it bugs me. I hate typos, and it looks terrible. But anyways, floor is open, guys. Hot takes, cold takes. What are you guys thinking about Benjamin's team? Great job, Benjamin, by the way.
Well, Lo, let me just say it's hard for me to spell Odyssey as well, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
I think that Ghost in the Shell is way too obscure, and I think that The Prestige is not sci-fi. It is borderline at best, but I think putting it on there is very highly questionable. Now, I'm not debating The Prestige's quality. It is excellent. I'm not debating that whatsoever. But putting it in the sci-fi genre, I don't know. I personally would not. And I mean that with all due respect. I'm not trying to say, you're wrong. I'm not trying to be that. That's all due respect.
Hey, that's what the floor is for. So, Anybody else? Hot takes, cold takes? You guys love this team? Hate it?
Yeah, I like what Ben said about he's not trying to really go for the popularity points. He's more so just trying to get like actual sci-fi film lovers. And I think that this is a pretty lovable list. 2001: A Space Odyssey is something that I was highly contemplating taking with my first overall pick. I agree, it's very iconic, very influential in the sci-fi world. So I'm kind of curious to see how they're gonna vote on this list, because with 2001 being so iconic and then having like the blockbuster allure of Jurassic Park with the second pick, I do think that kind of makes your team like pretty healthy. I do feel like you may lose some points with maybe movies that people haven't seen. Like I personally have not seen The World's End or Children of Men personally. That's just me. So I wouldn't really know how to lean with that. But aside from that, I think it's a pretty solid roster.
I can't believe you haven't seen Children of Men. Oh my god.
Yeah, I forgive me. I will definitely put it on the bucket.
I
Almost
have
incredible,
a
man.
Blu-ray Steelbook. I'll send it to you.
It's a
God.
solid team, but I don't know how Twitter's gonna take it.
You're muted.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
Yeah. that's all
And
I'm
yes,
saying.
no Edgar Wright slander will be taken here. No,
No,
Yeah,
I really
somebody
love
said
him.
Baby
and
Driver
the
wasn't good. And
Where
that was
did-
fire.
Nah,
Where did the
the
Baby
World's
Driver
End.
hate come from? I think that movie's excellent. I mean,
Same.
It came from having two sexual predators in its cast.
okay,
Granted.
fair enough, but the
Yeah,
the
Baby Driver
soundtrack
was
you
pretty
can't
cool,
argue
actually,
with
up
that.
until
But
that point. Bro.
The World's End is one of my favorites. So, yeah, I think it's a solid list. Like, you really stuck to sci-fi, but again, like I know Twitter, and it's gonna be a tough list to vote for just because they're special.
Did you have something,
when they
guys?
vote.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, go-
real quick.
Oh, okay.
Jurassic Park is the movie that I didn't take. It was either like Interstellar, Mad Max, or Jurassic Park. Those were my top three. And obviously, I'm in my mid-30s. Like Jurassic Park is the movie that like literally made me fall in love with cinema, like right up there with Nightmare Before Christmas. Children of Men. I fucking hope people vote for that movie because it is amazing for me. That is a movie that I had really. That was probably top 15 on my board. I closed out, but then. I will say the lasting take of this team was The Prestige. I did not have that on my list. It is sci-fi, and that is one of my favorite films of all time. So I agree, Amanda. I don't know how many people are going to vote for this. Jurassic Park is going to be your driving force here, but I really hope people see the quality of films you have on this list.
Yeah, same. I think Jurassic Park is going to be your ace in the hole for this one.
Yeah.
Well said, everybody. Let's keep it moving. With the third overall pick in the draft, we had our lovely queen, Amanda. Candid Cinema. Please go check it out if you haven't yet. She took Dune 2021, most recent film on our board, and it's a great film at that. She took that in the first round. Edge of Tomorrow, the Groundhog Day sci-fi spectacular. Ad Astra with Brad Pitt. Looper, the Ryan Johnson noirish time traveling masterpiece. I love that film as well. It's Ready Player One by Steven Spielberg and J.J. Abrams' much divisive Star Trek reboot that I think for the most part people like, but I know there's some people that are like, I just hate J.J. Abrams. But man, I think you did an excellent job. I think my only complaint, I think, in my opinion, I don't know how I feel about Ready Player One, but
That's
it's
fair.
a fun movie. It's a fun movie. How would you
Yeah,
grade
yeah.
yourself, Amanda, and break down how you feel about your team?
These are all films that I fell in love with, and they made me fall in love with the sci-fi genre over and over again. I was really surprised with Edge of Tomorrow. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did because I'm not a fan of the whole like Groundhog. I don't like Groundhog Day, like the actual movie. I don't like Groundhog Day. So
Amanda, how dare you?
I know.
It's okay.
It's but like the fact that they were able to make it work as they did in Edge of Tomorrow, and I'm like a massive Tom Cruise fan. I know that's kind of controversial considering the Scientology, but he's a great actor. So he's great. Again, like Ad Astra, I took like that was in my back pocket because Loretto stole Arrival from me. But Arrival and Ad Astra, like I was sobbing after I watched both of them because they had such beautiful stories. And I felt this small. I felt like a speck of dust in this universe. So I thought that was really, really awesome to have that emotional connection to these films. Looper just blew me away. I have it on DVD. I really, really enjoyed it, and I wanted to psych people out, thinking I was going to take The Last Jedi, so I did that.
You fooled me.
I tried my best. So, Ready Player One, again, guilty pleasure. I know there's a controversial film. I know people don't really like it too much because the book is like so great. So, I loved it. I think the references and the special effects were really, really well done. And it was fun to watch that in IMAX. It's just so cool. And then Star Trek, I loved it. I know that a lot of people don't like JJ, but I thought Chris Pine was great. I thought Zachary Quinto was awesome. And Star Trek, I feel like, has a following, which will do well on socials. But at the same time, I feel like it's also like kind of underappreciated in mainstream media, if that makes sense. Because like Star Wars kind of overpowers it majority of the time. That's just how I feel. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. And that's why I wanted to take Star Trek for last. And Dune is like, it's Dune, fam. Recency bias on Twitter. Duh.
Yeah.
Let the spice flow.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I don't think anybody has. I haven't been paying attention.
I don't think anyone did. But I can go for sure. I'd give myself like maybe a 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. So
I'll just say it's better than that.
You're selling yourself way too short.
Oh no, eight sounds right with those last two picks.
That's fair. Yeah.
You were picking basically what I wanted to. Manda, you had my heart picks. You're like, Dune. I was like, oh, that's really good. Edge of Tomorrow. Oh, that's really good. Ad Astra. I'm like, I love that movie. Looper. I was like, you did the JJ, or not the JJ, the Ryan Johnson Psycho. And I was like, oh, this girl's on fire. She's going to beat me, and I'm going to be the deciding vote. And then you picked Ready Player One, and
that's fair.
All right. To quote you, you're like, the Easter eggs are fun. And to quote Ryan Johnson and Luke Skywalker, everything you just said is wrong. Not good. Whatever. Fine. Star Trek 2009. Again, if this was the 60s, 70s, oh, instant win right there. I mean, you're pulling in the Trekkies, you're getting the fan letters. That's a classic Gene move right there. But it's 2021 and Star Trek Beyond flopped, and just, I love it. I want to say this will go far. But those last two picks are not taking you well. That's what I'm going to say.
That's fair. It's understandable. Those were like guilty pleasures for me, so that's why I took them.
I want to disagree here. I think this team has a ton of votes coming. There's no question about that. Of course, recency bias with Dune. But I think, you got the Ryan Johnson thing that's going to be in your favor. Ready Player One, I think, definitely has a cult following. I didn't like it. I thought it was just all over the place. It didn't know what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
And then I think, of course, Star Trek. I don't think that franchise is dead at all. I think you throw a hashtag on there, and you could catch wind there. I never saw Ad Astra. I really respect the Looper pick. Phenomenal film. And Edge of Tomorrow was a really good second round pick on my end. I'm a big Emily Blunt fan. She just crushed that movie. And I think, of course, Dune is terrific. I'll give this a solid 8.5.
The only thing I'm going to add is that, Amanda, you started off phenomenally with Dune. That's my favorite movie of the year as well. And then with that Asher, I was like, oh, God. But then you picked up with Looper, even more so Ready Player One, and you ended up with Star Trek. I adore Star Trek to no end. That's one of my favorite movies right there. So I think you started strong, and it's strong.
Thank you. Okay. That's
awesome. I think it's a good team. It's an 8 out of 10. You're going to go places. It's just not the places you're going to want to
go. You're going places, kid. Thank you.
Awesome job, Nanda. We got to keep it moving. I will say one thing. I think I liked how Star Trek tied into the original series, having Leonard Nimoy cameos. So that was amazing.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
Great team. Great team. We're going to keep going. I think it's the number 4 pick, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see who's picked this. Oh, Jalen! Damn. Welcome. Oh, man. So we had a lot of newcomers. Oh man, I loved your picks, man.
Wow.
Matrix
do y'all see this lineup? Like, this is a list.
So Matrix was really high on my board. I'm surprised it didn't go, top 2. So for you to get it at 4 is a steal. It's a groundbreaking picture that just really made you think about our world. It made you question, are we in a simulation? Are we really here? Are we batteries? And so that's a great first round pick. You took Avatar, one of the most popular, most box office, one of the, had held the box office record for a long time. And I honestly really liked it. I think a lot of people soured on it more recently. I'm not sure why, but I really liked it when it came out. The 3D was phenomenal. It was the first film to really film in 3D. Inception by Christopher Nolan, which again, it's a mind-blowing picture, man. That top 3 is banger, banger, banger. Transformers by Michael Bay. I will say that, you know, you either hate Michael Bay or you love him, but I thought Transformers was a fun picture, and I watched it like crazy when it came out. Cloverfield is a really underrated monster flick. The found footage style can kind of divide audiences as well, but I think it's Matt Reeves. It's a great debut for him. I believe that was his debut. In Time with Justin Timberlake, another like kind of like trippy like concept of like, you know, taking like time from your life to use as currency, which I think is really interesting. Again, good job, Jalen. I think this is a really strong team. And break it down, man. How would you grade yourself? And how do you feel about your team overall? And kind of go through your thought process.
Cool. So I'm feeling pretty strong about my team, especially for this to be my first draft. I would personally, I mean, I'm very biased towards myself, but I would give it a 10 out of 10 just on the sole fact of my first 2 picks. Matrix and Avatar were 2 picks that I was thinking about taking with my first round pick. So the fact that I was able to loop back around and get Avatar was really big for my team. Absolutely love both of those films. I think they're both really influential, very quotable, and just really like you said, box office hits. So I love that I was able to land those 2 in my first 2. At number 3, I got one of my favorite Christopher Nolan films, because I would say Dark Knight's probably my favorite still. But one of my favorite Christopher Nolan films of all time. I love Inception. I think it fit very well with the sci-fi theme that we had rolling in this draft. You can never go wrong with Leonardo DiCaprio. So I took Inception off the board with number 3. Number 4, Transformers. Like you said, I know Michael Bay is a little polarizing, and you kind of either love him or hate him. But I think for the most part, people did enjoy Transformers. It's a very rewatchable movie, very fun, very funny. So I felt pretty good about that pick. Number 5, I'm gonna take a pause at number 5 because Cloverfield is that underrated. I think that Cloverfield is like just a genius movie. I love that it's shot in POV. I'm a big fan of apocalyptic movies, so that's part of the reason why I was pretty adamant on getting Cloverfield on my team. I love apocalyptic films, so I just thought that was a great addition, especially that late in the draft. Like I could have taken Cloverfield earlier, honestly, and felt fine about myself, but because Inception and Avatar fell, I just kind of went with the board. And then rounding out with In Time, I felt like was a nice little cherry on top for my draft. I think that the concept of In Time is very real. Like it really like makes you emote, kind of makes you think about the way our society is structured as far as like financial importance. So I love that I added In Time to close my draft. So yeah, I would give myself a 10 out of 10 personally.
Hey, I respect it,
Very
man. Like I
nice.
said, you took some
Hell
words that I
yeah.
really wanted, man. So I respect it. Floor is open, guys. Hot takes, cold takes. What do we got for Jalen?
Yeah, you got a strong movies on your list. You got The Matrix, which is one of the most best sci-fi action films of all time. I loved it. And I'm one of the people that really enjoyed Avatar than most people. I love how it became one of the most groundbreaking visual effects. I was instantly transported into the world of Pandora. I love the story. I love the characters. And it was easily the best 3D experience in the theater. Inception is definitely one of Nolan's best work. Love the cast. And Transformers, it was a fun movie. It was great for during that time, but it didn't really quite hold up for me. I consider Bumblebee being the best Transformers in my opinion. Cloverfield was so damn good. I loved it so much. I wish I'd seen this in theater because this would have put me on the edge of my seat. It was great the way they shot it in the found footage, how they were able to pull you into the dangerous circumstances in the middle of an invasion. It's insane. This is one of Matt Reeves' best work. In Time, I have not seen it, but a lot of critics did not like the film, but I can't say whether I liked it or not because I haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to give this thing an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, really quick. I think it was directed by Andrew Nicole, who did Dark City.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's
directed.
He's underrated.
He directed Gattaca, which is another awesome.
Gattaca.
I love that
Gattaca's
movie.
really good.
Surprising to get picked.
So good.
So
I know. Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
I think
Yeah.
this pick list had me on the emotional ringer because I was scared. You started off with The Matrix, and I was like, we're going right back to where it all began. The Matrix. And I was like, this isn't just recency. This is present on Twitter. This isn't a banger. You got Avatar, which, it soured on Twitter a bit. I haven't seen the film, so I don't have anything to say, but yeah, it made money. It'll probably do okay. Inception, great pick. I think it's not his best work. I think it's one of his better sci-fi works, and it still is one of Nolan's best films overall. Transformers, you should have gone with Bumblebee, personally. I don't think it holds up as well.
It's so good. I was so surprised with it.
Yeah, Bumblebee was a surprise.
Yeah,
Bumblebee's
Bumblebee is a
delightful,
really
especially the
nice
first 5
surprise.
minutes.
But overall, like, Transformers is fine. Michael Bay, you love him or hate him. Cloverfield, I think you said it best, underrated, or not, yeah, underrated. I don't think enough people have seen it to be able to fully carry it. You're going to be really going off of The Matrix and Inception and Avatar as those main ones. And then In Time just falls into that. I don't think a lot of people have seen it bundle. So I think you've got a 7.5 out of 10 here. You got some really strong hitters. You got a lot of ghost spots that could have been better utilized.
I'll say your top 5, Jalen, are like, they speak to my heart. These are 5 movies that I watch on a dime in a second. Like, if it's on TV, I'm not doing shit. I'm watching.
Yeah, straight up.
I think the films here are obviously The Matrix and Inception. I think people are going to see that. As someone who's done these drafts for a long time, I think people are going to vote for that. And I respect your Cloverfield pick too, because that is as someone who just is ooey gooey with monster films. That is hands down one of my favorites of all time, and I had it really high on my personal list. So I think I'm a little nervous because this is your first draft. This is your first draft, bro, and I'm telling you right now, I'm impressed.
Appreciate that.
From a Twitter standpoint, I don't know how well this is going to do, actually.
With Transformers, especially, I think.
It's between Transformers and I think like Avatar, because a lot of people dislike Avatar. Like, I really love this list. We all love this list.
Yeah.
Especially because you picked In Time for me. I didn't think many people watched it, and I own this shit on DVD, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. So like, I'm happy that you picked it. It's so good.
It's so underrated.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, I really enjoy it, but I always look at the Twitter standpoint. I think because you have Avatar, Transformers, and In Time, that could hurt you in the end. But The Matrix and Inception are like your heavy hitters, and like hold on to that. And like, I'm not telling you to like promote that on Twitter just to benefit your team, but that's going to be your driving force. But or else like, dude, you picked In Time, and I'm just so happy that you did. So,
All for you,
all right, guys.
Amanda.
Hey, we do gotta keep it trucking. But I will say, like, if Dark Knight proves anything, sometimes it doesn't matter what the hell's under number 1, right? So if people love The Matrix, they're probably gonna vote for you. So I'll say that, man. Great job. Welcome to these drafts. We had Matt Wyatt next, and man, I was really hoping T2 would fall to me. It's just an all-timer, one of the greatest action flicks of all time, and one of the greatest sci-fi flicks, if we're being honest. So a rightful first-round pick. Star Wars: New Hope in the second round is a steal, but again, I think most of us were trying to avoid that. The Star Wars MCU kind of like trump card thing, but you know what? It's fine. New Hope is amazing. It did break a lot of ground. E.T. by Steven Spielberg. I mean, what else can I say about it? I mean, it literally stole the box office that year alone with the heart of Elliot and E.T. So Galaxy Quest is near and dear to my heart. I think that was a little bit of a reach in that round, but at the same time, a really, really strong film and one of my favorite casts with Alan Rickman, R.I.P., Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, and Sam Rockwell. Avengers Endgame, you got some of the popularity there with, I think a lot of people really, really do love the MCU, whether or not people want to say they do or not. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is one of the most... one of the films of this draft, I think this is the one that caught me off guard the most. I don't know if I would pick it, but I'm glad you like it, man. Excellent. Rock on. Go ahead, Matt. Take it away, man. How would you grade yourself, and how do you feel about your team so far?
Yeah, I definitely love my team a lot. I mean, a lot of these picks probably wouldn't be on my list because most of the other movies were already taken, but those were one of my backups. T2 is definitely one of my childhood growing up. I remember watching this on VHS that my brother showed to me, and it blew my mind. I think that this is definitely my favorite movie of all time. You got an incredible score with Brad Fiedel, which this was at his peak. And you got James Cameron just crushed everything about this film. It had a great human story. Love the bond between Terminator and John Connor. I thought they worked so well. And you have Linda Hamilton, the badass, greatest action female star of all time. She will always stand the test of time, in my opinion. and the ending was just a sad ending that got me in tears. And the T-1000 is definitely a terrifying villain that scared the living crap out of me growing up. This will stand the test of time. I mean, the other sequels, they were never going to be as good as this T2. Star Wars: A New Hope, even though it's not my favorite Star Wars movie, but it's definitely an important film because it's the movie that ushered in a new era. It changed the way films were made and inspired a lot of filmmakers to make movies. And if it weren't for Star Wars: A New Hope, we wouldn't have gotten any of the biggest pop culture blockbuster movies today, because the world was much different before Star Wars, and it really changed a lot of people's lives, and it became escapism. E.T. The Extraterrestrial is definitely my favorite Spielberg movie. I love the connection between Elliot and E.T. The John Williams score was groundbreaking. Galaxy Quest was so underrated. It's a Star Trek parody, but it's definitely arguably the best Star Trek movie. And you have an incredible cast. Not a lot of people talk about this, and I think a lot of people should definitely watch it. You're going to have a lot of fun. It doesn't try to take itself too seriously. Avengers Endgame, I really loved it. It really exceeded my expectations after Infinity War. It became my favorite MCU film. It's my favorite comic book film of all time. It was such an incredible culmination event with these 23 films. It was very satisfying. The finale paid off for me. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was definitely a fun time travel of movie. I love Keanu Reeves. George Holland was great. The bonding between Bill and Ted were awesome. It was funny as hell, and it was a movie that really watched so many times. It's a rewatchable. So I'm going to give this thing a 10 out of 10.
Ooh.
Hell yeah, I respect it, man. You're passionate, you love it. Give yourself a 10. Open floor, y'all. Hot takes, cold takes. What do we think about Matt Wyatt's team?
Loving the confidence on your list, man. The only thing I can't say is Galaxy Quest because I haven't seen it yet, even though I said hell yeah, but still, strongest hell list, man. Strongest hell list.
Your top 5 are just straight to my heart, just like the last list. Galaxy Quest especially, I was hoping that would fall a little bit, and I'm so impressed you took that. T2 was my number 1 pick in this draft. T2 was my number 1 pick. I really wanted that to fall to number 10. Of course it didn't, and I respect A New Hope. Even though Christian has it like literally like third worst Star Wars movie for me, the binary sunset scene, I know it's just a scene, but it's still to this day one of my favorite scenes of movie scenes.
It is definitely the greatest scene in the history of cinema, in my opinion. It really will always stick to me. I love it.
Blew my mind. Yeah, yep, there it is. Loretto's got it there.
Nice.
E.T. has a ton of heart. Galaxy Quest is the most hilarious, just homage science fiction film of all time, and I'm really happy you took it because like that was super high on my board. Because when we were making like a list of science fiction films, Galaxy Quest crushes that in every single like satire you could ever imagine. Avengers Endgame was the most I've cried in the theater period since Coco. It was awesome. And then I don't like your Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
How dare you?
If I had to rank like 1 through 5, this is like a 10 out of 10. I don't like Bill and Ted's Adventure. I'll give you a 9.
Oh my god!
Damn.
You don't like Bill and Ted?
Not in this draft.
I've never watched it. So.
Bogus.
You guys are
I'm gonna be the new hipster millennial speaking about this draft. Who?
No.
What? When? Sorry, these are 1980s, 1990s movies predominantly. Besides Avengers Endgame, and someone else took Infinity War. Someone else has Empire. Your big hitters are going to get outshined by other people's drafts. I think this has it for people that really have paid attention and who like movies a lot and who've seen them. But there's a lot of people on the film Twitter sphere that probably haven't seen some of these movies. You might be able to get some hits with the Bill and Ted's. You're probably going to get a fair bit with E.T., some with T2, but I think you're going to get outshined because your big hitters are outshined by other films in their own series.
Benjamin, have you been doing these drafts before? Like you're.
Oh no, I just
before have you?
No, I've watched a bunch, but that's it. I'm being mean to be mean.
You know what you're talking about.
I try to sound confident. That's half of it, right?
Hey, dude, you got some good shit, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man. You just have to take T2 though. You bastard. That too.
So I was 7 years old when T2 came out, and that was like literally the first movie I think I saw like 3 times in the.
Oh my god!
I was just gonna say, Matt, like,
into
don't take
me.
any of the negativity. I feel like a lot of people are just mad they couldn't get T2.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're jealous. And I've
Salty.
seen this in the theater like a couple of years ago, and it was definitely holds up.
Same. So
It's
I
a
saw
movie
the,
going
um,
experience.
You know
It,
what?
it definitely will never get old. I don't give a
Hot
shit what anybody
take.
else says.
You guys want the hot take? I say this every single time.
Send
it.
Terminators-
Send
it.
Don't
Like,
do
I,
it.
like
I'm
I have
gonna
never
do
heard that
it.
before.
I'm gonna do it every time someone takes Terminator. I don't like the Terminator films. I think they're boring.
Wrong.
Boring.
I think they're boring. I know every time, every single time. But I gotta say it. I don't know how this list is gonna do on Twitter. And I echo everyone else's sentiments. It's strong off of Twitter, but I think that it's gonna be difficult because it's such a mixture of things that you put on this list. But yeah, good luck, Matt.
And
Good
the
luck.
worst part was,
Bring
We're
it.
going
I think if we were
head-to-head,
talking to
buddy.
my parents and that generation, instant
Yeah.
winner. This
I
is so
agree.
many classics that just wins that audience. I don't think that audience is the predominant Twitter sphere.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
that's where I'm scared.
The Twitter sphere is not that bright, so I don't care what anybody else says.
hey, man,
Matt,
the
you're
worst
No.
part
talking
was,
about your
though.
votes.
All right, so
Sorry.
hey, we got to keep it trucking,
Yeah,
y'all.
sorry.
Way
Yeah.
too
I
low.
gotta get
Way
going
too
here pretty
dear
soon,
yourself.
actually.
My 2 cents.
Amanda, I'm gonna forgive you for what you just said, but I'm also gonna try to erase it from my memory.
Oh, I say it
Um,
every single time, and then you erase
Yeah,
it, and then I say it again.
Hey, Amanda, and the worst time I always so you're tearing me apart, Amanda.
I'm sorry, Tommy. I'm sorry.
Hey, so we're gonna keep it moving. But I want to say one thing. I think Galaxy Quest is underrated for the aspect of connecting
So
the
good.
fan to the film, because Tim
It's
Allen
so
called
good.
a fan of his show to figure out how to get through his spaceship, and I think that's just such a wonderful callback to the audience.
If
especially
you
for
haven't
Becky.
seen Galaxy Quest, please. That's like the
Yes.
lesson of this. This
Yes.
draft. Go see Galaxy Quest.
Never give up,
All right.
never surrender.
Sorry, Austin put a request in the chat. 'cause he's gonna have to go soon.
Yeah, I have to do a Ghostbusters podcast actually really, really soon.
Hey, no worries, man. Behind the
By the
scenes.
way-
Oh shit. Where are you?
I'm number 9. By the way,
there
I
it
saw
is.
Afterlife. Really, really dug it. I just wanted to
All
say
right.
really quick.
No
Hey, guys,
worries.
sorry,
no
quick.
worries,
I'm
man.
gonna say this live, but I gotta head out. I'm sorry.
Oh Lord in heaven.
man.
I'm so
Oh.
sorry.
That's okay.
Bye,
Hey,
Amanda.
Amanda, do you
I'm
wanna
saying
just
what?
stay by now?
Yeah, you guys know where to find me. Love you all. I love you guys.
Follow
I'm always
Amanda.
here,
Go
and I
follow
hope I
Candy
win.
Cinema. You're awesome,
Yeah.
Amanda.
Bye.
Get gas.
Bye.
All right.
All right,
Oh,
Austin, man.
jeez.
You came out guns a-blazing. You came out throwing haymakers, man. Back to the Future, Robert Zemeckis, Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox, of course. It's just an amazing, amazing time travel film that's just so fun, so relatable. Families love it. Everybody loves it.
Mhm.
Blade Runner 2049, again, Denis Villeneuve just blew our minds and just created something so beautiful. Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling were played off each other so great. I really like the left turn you took with Frankenstein. I never would have chose it. I never would have chose it, but in essence, it is a science fiction film to try to bring a corpse to life. So I respect it. Frankenstein's amazing. Minority Report with Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg, enough said. It's just really, really great, especially for its time. I think it was ahead of its time. RoboCop, Paul Verhoeven. I took Starship Troopers, so you know I love Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah.
So he's amazing. He does sci-fi so well. Total
He
Recall.
does.
I can't believe nobody took Total
No
Recall.
one took Total Recall.
I almost took that one. I was like, I gotta do RoboCop. I have to do RoboCop.
And I will say, I appreciate the James Gunn love. I appreciate the horror aspect of Slither, but I'm not sure. Is it popular? I don't know.
Yeah. So, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to keep cutting you off or anything like that.
No, you're good. You're good. Austin, hey, you got to go. Please take the floor. How would you
Yeah.
grade it? How do you feel about your team?
So I'm gonna say this. I mean, half and half. I wanted to go half popular vote, half like my own person. Like Back to the Future, I think is gonna get a lot of the popular vote, but then it's like in my top 10 movies of all time. Blade Runner again shook me to the core. It's a movie I wanted to watch again immediately after I saw it. Frankenstein, I don't know how that's gonna do because I mean you're going to the 1930s right there, but then again Twitter might take kindly to that. Who knows? Minority Report, I think that's a very underloved Spielberg film, even though it's one of the highest critically acclaimed Spielberg films. RoboCop, I think, will do good. Slither, I do agree with you. Slither, I only chose it because I wanted to do something that was completely out of left field. And plus, like you said, I wanted to give James Gunn love. I think he is one of the best filmmakers out there today. In terms of a grade, I'd actually go with I'm gonna go with a quarter. Here we go. I'm gonna go with an 8.75 out of 10. Only because I don't know how people will take the Slither, but I think I have confidence that Frankenstein will win people over along Back to the Future.
Hey, I respect it, man. Hey, do you got to go like right now?
Not right now. I could stay a while. Just a tab longer for you guys. But that's about it.
All right, cool. Open up the floor. Hot takes, cold takes. How do you guys like Austin's team? Go ahead, guys.
Oh God, here we go.
All
right.
I don't want to like break your heart.
Uh-oh.
But no one's gonna vote for this team.
How dare you?
But I will say, like previous teams, Back to the Future, RoboCop, Slither. Those three movies are some of my favorite films of all time. RoboCop, Paul Verhoeven, like you already said it. Slither is tons of fun. Such a great horror film that no one knows about, and I feel like no one talks about. Like we have done horror drafts. No one picked it. And it was literally on my board really high, and I love it. It's such a great film. Back to the Future is going to be your baby. Blade Runner 2049 is a little divisive, and I'm sorry, bro, but Frankenstein, Minority Report, they're not going to get votes. So.
How fucking dare you? It's okay. It's all right.
But based on those three picks, Back to the Future, RoboCop, and Slither, if you could find some sort of like niche hashtag around those picks, I think that's your lifeline right there.
Please, Back to the Future, carry me through.
Hey, honestly, tag James Gunn. I bet you he'll appreciate the love.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, I've tweeted at that guy so many times, and I'm pretty sure he's annoyed, like, shitless about the times I've tweeted about him.
Uh,
Do we have any other takes for Austin? Otherwise,
Yeah,
I'll sign off real quick.
Quick hot take. I think you can actually pull a lot of people with Blade Runner 2049. It is a little bit difficult because there's two other Denis picks that are already been on other teams that I think people are going to call better overall, with Dune being recency bias and Arrival being his best movie ever. But I think Blade Runner 2049 is better than the original. I think it's an actual story and not just a story where the cop is the boring character and we want to spend time with actual interesting androids.
I saw that.
I think Minority Report, while it's not super, I don't know, it feels like something that's came and gone. It's also on a lot of Letterboxd lists within the top 15. So I think you've got a little bit of hope here with that one. You just might have to pull into the Letterboxd crowd. But between Frankenstein and Slither, I think you've got to really hope you get some niche love for those because you're running a 4-man team right now. This is a solid 8 out of 10 from me.
And I love RoboCop. RoboCop is so much fun, but have people on Twitter seen it?
All right,
I know. I'm just going like,
Hey, man. Hey, tell us where to find you. And if you got to go, man, go ahead and just sign off real quick. It was a pleasure having you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can find me Twitter and Instagram at Austin P. Bottom. I don't have TikTok. I do have a Letterboxd, but I don't even use it. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for having me. I'm glad I got to finally be a part of this. Had so much fun. I had a great time. It was a blast bringing all those fucks around with you guys.
Dude, you're awesome, man.
But hey, thank you guys so much. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you all later.
Take care, man. Thank you.
Peace out, Mother Fs, as Christian Harloff would say.
I love that guy's energy. He's coming back.
Hell yeah. So let's keep it moving, guys. Team Formal, he took the original Blade Runner, ironically. That's kind of funny that when they went back to back. He took WALL-E, which is honestly one of my favorite science fiction films ever. I couldn't find a place for it in my top 2 or 3 rounds. It was just hard to place it. A great film by Andrew Stanton. Men in Black, I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, Tom Lee Jones at his top form, just playing off Will Smith, and their chemistry just really carried that film and all of the alien wackiness. Predator, one of the greatest action films of all time and one of the greatest creature designs of all times, especially with Schwarzenegger doing the you're one ugly motherfucker, you know. It's true. He was scary and he was ugly. Fifth Element, directed by Luc Besson, one of my favorite films of all time. Bruce Willis, Ian Holm, R.I.P., Chris Tucker, and Mila Jovovich, an amazing science fiction film. And he took Signs, which he wasn't sure about, but it's actually one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalans. Since Formal is not here to talk about his team, floor is open, guys. What do we think about Formal's team? Hot takes, cold takes, let's go.
I didn't know Formal's team was that good. Holy shit. I would say Blade Runner, when I saw it like as a young kid, was one of the first movies that like truly like opened my mind to what movies can and can be. So Wall-E, my daughter's named after a character in Wall-E, literally. Men in Black is terrific. Predator, I can't believe it fell to the 4th round. That's ridiculous. The Fifth Element is beyond terrific. Chris Tucker in that movie carries it. Just such a fun character. And I love Signs. So I'm in my mid-30s, and Signs in the movie theater was a fantastic experience with everyone there at the time. I don't know how many people are going to vote for the OG Blade Runner. I know I will vote for Wall-E. I know I will vote for Men in Black. I know I will vote for... Like, this is like one of those teams, I think, that is going to be... if you love sci-fi movies, you're going to vote for this. I'm not sure how the popular vote is going to go with this one. So I'm a little kind of like iffy. Like, this top to bottom is terrific for me. I would vote for it, but I don't know how far it's going to go.
Yeah, I was just pulling up the draft to see who Formal's coming up against, and he's starting off against Deebs, and then he goes to Ryan, and that's where I think this ultimately finds its shortcomings, is that I don't think it has the pull power to get through those. Men in Black's good. I don't think it's a fantastic movie. I think it's fine, coming to it 20 years too late. Wall-E is an instant classic of animated films, and Blade Runner is really good, and again, absolutely defining of the genre. But I think it just doesn't have that, man, I love this movie energy that some of these other picks have in other brackets, where I just don't see this completely pulling people through. I don't think it has enough of that singular pull power in this draft, where it's like, oh, you know, maybe you like Wall-E a lot, maybe you like Blade Runner, but you might love another movie more that's on someone else's list. And this just feels like some like A- in a category that I feel has a lot of A+. And a whole bunch of A- across the board are really good, but an A+ can kick someone through, like we said with the Dark Knight draft.
Really well said, Benjamin. Really well said.
All right. With that being said, I just want to say I think this list is amazing. I'm not sure how many people will actually vote for some of these. I agree with the criticism so far, but Formal, if you're watching, I think you are. Great job, man. Let's keep it moving. I believe we have myself. I feel pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. I did tilt a little bit, but to get the first 3 that I got, I think they're just absolutely iconic sci-fi. I didn't mean to go as horror heavy as I did with The Thing, and to an extent, because War of the Worlds has some really suspenseful moments, especially when Tom Cruise is hiding from the tentacles, and you know, Aliens is not exactly a horror film; it's more action. But at the same time, I didn't mean to go that heavy on it, but I think I picked strong films. Starship Troopers is a huge guilty pleasure of mine. I don't know if people love it or not. I hope people vote for it. And I'm not going to lie. I know Avengers Infinity War is kind of like one of those cards where, you know, people love it and maybe they'll vote for me. But I just, if we were going to do that, and if we were going to have one, that was the one I was going to go with. It's one of my favorite comic book films of all time. I'm happy. Personally, I would give myself a 10. I love every single film on this with all my heart. Arrival really shook me to the core, got me teared up and choked up. And Denis Villeneuve is an amazing filmmaker, and I'll stand by that. I think that's what I like. I mean, between John Carpenter, Steven Spielberg, Paul Verhoeven, James Cameron, I feel good about the filmmakers on this list. So go ahead, guys. You guys, did I do a good job, bad job? Let me hear it.
Yeah, you have a very strong movies on your list. I love it. Aliens is definitely far better than the first. You got an iconic line in the history of cinema with Sigourney Weaver says, "Get away from her, you bitch." It's so good. Arrival, I mean, it's my least favorite out of the list, and it's kind of one of my least favorite out of Denis Villeneuve movies. I mean, it's not terrible, but I still liked it, but it's not a movie I would go back and revisit again. The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing was incredible. It's one of my comfort movies. Kurt Russell kicked ass. Starship Troopers, it's just one of the most fun, ridiculous sci-fi action film, and it became a cult following. Avengers Infinity War was definitely one of the best films of that year. It's my favorite of that year. Thanos became the best on-screen MCU villains of all time. Josh Brolin crushed it. War of the Worlds is so underrated Spielberg movie. I love the cast. The visual effects were incredible. It was intense. Tom Cruise was amazing. This is another one of my comfort films that I enjoy watching. So I'm going to give this thing an 8.5.
Appreciate that, Matt.
I think this is a scary list, as I'm probably coming against you, or I'm it's on the pathing. And I'm like, man,
Oh, low is
aliens.
face.
I'm gonna have to
low is
take some
Austin,
quick attacks here. All right, aliens has Latino face. Boom, dabbed. Problematic points. Arrival. Still haven't seen it. Never heard of it. Who cares? The Thing. 80s horror. Whatever. Starship Troopers. Never heard of it. Avengers: Infinity War. You gross. Marvel in a sci-fi list. Dab. War of the Worlds. I guess it's Spielberg. Yeah, that's me trying to roast all of these. This is a damn good list, and I'm pissing myself out here. Like,
All right, I'll go up.
Hey, thank you, Benjamin. I love it. I love it. Hey,
I'm scared.
Great job, man.
Aliens is my favorite movie of the franchise. For Arrival is terrific. I'm curious how people vote for that. Just an unbelievable film. I don't know how many votes it's going to get. The Thing is arguably, like, when we're talking about sci-fi and horror, like those sometimes genres go hand in hand. These genres go hand in hand. The Thing is by far probably the top 5 horror movies of all time. Great selection. And I want to touch on War of the Worlds. I don't want to touch on Infinity War because everyone's already said it. But your pick of Starship Troopers is an a-hole pick. It is a straight a-hole pick because I wanted it so bad on my team. And I'm just pissed off. That is probably pound for pound the most rewatchable movie, sci-fi movie in my life. And I have seen that probably at least over 100 times. And I'm happy for you.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah, I know, right? It is so good. Like, what's the movie? What's the movie that if you haven't seen? Oh, Galaxy Quest. If you haven't seen Galaxy Quest, and if you haven't seen Starship Troopers, if we did anything in this science fiction movie draft, you got to see those 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, guys. Hey, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the sarcasm, Ben. But hey, I actually
this is
feel
a
bad
9 out of 10, and I'm scared.
Dude, seriously, I feel bad taking Infinity War, but at the same time, like if people were gonna have MCU on their list, I didn't want to be left out. If I'm just being honest, so
I mean, you could have picked a better MCU movie, but sure, it's good enough, I guess.
All right, so we have our final pick of the draft, Mr. Crockpot himself, and man, you also came out swinging, man. Interstellar and Mad Max are one of the most popular films. Whether you hate it or love it, people talk about these films over and over again. Independence Day that's my Starship Troopers, okay? I had Independence Day on VHS. I watched it constantly. When I was like 8, 9, I could almost do President Whitmore's speech verbatim. Like, we're not going to go quietly into the night. We're not going to go without a fight. I used to have that down when I was young. Amazing film. Will Smith's, I call that a close encounter. It's great. Quiet Place, Iron Giant, which broke my heart. I really, really wanted that on my list, and you closed out with Logan. I almost stole that from you just to piss you off, but I feel happy that I picked movies that I wanted versus I'm going to take Dives' pick, because to be honest, if I took Logan, that would have been to spite you, because you know how I feel about Logan. So, Dives, break it down, man. How do you feel about your team?
Yeah, Interstellar was definitely one of the best IMAX experience. It's a really good movie. McConaughey was great. Mad Max Fury Road was definitely one of the best action films that it was made for that time. And I'm not going to say it was a great film, but it was a great action film because the story and the characters weren't strong, but it's still a rewatchable and it's a fun film to watch. Independence Day is definitely one of my childhood. My uncle took me to the drive-in to go see it when I was like 5, and I was entertained and scared at the same time. A Quiet Place was definitely John Krasinski's groundbreaking as a director. He definitely crushed it. Iron Giant was such a wonderful film. This is directed by Brad Bird, who before he did Incredibles. Logan is definitely in my top 3 greatest comic book movies of all time. It was a great send-off to Wolverine's character. Hugh Jackman gave it all, and especially Patrick Stewart. The whole cast was incredible. It was emotionally satisfying. So I'm going to give this thing an 8.5.
High praise. Dives, how do you feel about your team?
I don't even know what to say, man. I've been drinking for a while.
Do you want Ryan to go real quick?
No, I'm good. Loretto, you know how modest I am, right? Like, I will not ever give myself over a 9. This is hands down my best draft of all time, and that includes the Christmas draft. That includes the drafts I've won. This is me to top to bottom. My favorite movies, literally probably top 20 of all time in one literal draft. Interstellar is the soundtrack. Hans Zimmer that won me over John Williams. Mad Max Fury Road is a movie that is action sci-fi that I think, just like T2, not a lot of other teams can match. Independence Day, if you're our age, you know that this is near and dear to your heart. This is a movie that you'll watch every single July 4th. This is a movie that you'll watch and just laugh. This was the calling card for Will Smith's career. A Quiet Place is a modern horror classic. So you look at The Iron Giant, which is heartwarming to the core, one of the best animated movies of all time. Vin Diesel's breakout role. It's a movie that you just fall in love with, top to bottom. And then Logan, same thing. It's the salute to a character that, in terms of story, is one of the best of all time. So I think I hit the sci-fi. I think I hit the action. I think I hit the rewatchability. I think I hit the horror. I think I hit the animation. I think I hit the comic book movie. This is pound for pound my fucking favorite list of all time. And I'm sorry, I've never done this before. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10.
I love it, Dives. I'm
Very
so happy
confident.
for you.
Very confident.
That's all right.
Hey, really quick, Ryan, I saw your hand go up. Did you want to talk about his team really quick?
I just had a couple of hang-ups. I think Mad Max Fury Road is excellent. I don't think it's sci-fi. I think it's fantasy. It has sci-fi elements for certain. It's certainly a dystopia, but I think it's borderline at best. And same thing with Logan. Has elements, but I think if you were to put it in that group, I don't know. Doesn't work for me, brother.
Hey, I appreciate
I don't
that,
think
Ryan,
people think
because
about that.
Mad Max did kind of raise my eyebrows, but I just let it go because everyone else did. So, Benjamin, did you have some thoughts on this team?
Yeah, I got thoughts.
Hey, let's go.
All right, let's start off by putting it this way. 3 out of 6 movies are in my Blu-ray collection. Now, that being said, that Blu-ray collection has 150 plus movies in it. So it doesn't say a lot, but it says a lot. All right, Interstellar's in my top 10. Mad Max Fury Road's in the top 20. Quiet Place is in the top 30. This is a banger of a list. I am very sad and mad that you got Mad Max Fury Road. I wanted to take it in the round 2. I was pretty sure it was going to be a sleeper pick. Many people say oh, I don't know if it's sci-fi. It's in the top 3 tags. I saw it and I was like, this is an easy pick people might sleep on. And you didn't sleep on it. You got Iron Giant, which just makes me scared because everybody loves Iron Giant. Who doesn't? This is a good list, and it has a lot of my heart vote. The thing I'm coming to with it is I don't know if it completely wins in a draft. I think Interstellar is a movie that people love or hate. I think Mad Max Fury Road has a ton of love on film Twitter. That's not going to have a problem getting votes. Independence Day grabs a very specific audience, which probably helps it. I think A Quiet Place and Logan and Interstellar are all spots where you might have hiccups, where people might be like, yeah, they're not really that sci-fi, or they are sci-fi, but then they have really weird, not science fiction things at all, where it decides to screw physics. And I think that's where you're going to maybe run into problems with people that really like science end. But damn, I love this list. Yeah, it's a 9 out of 10. Just no questions with that.
Benjamin, I respectfully disagree with a lot what you just said. But I just want to say, your list and my list was really close, really close. So
we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the voting goes.
We're definitely on the same page. I would love to see your rankings after this draft. That's my final thoughts.
All right, guys. So we did run a little long. Apologies. I appreciate anyone that's still on the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Really quick before we get out of here, I just want to thank everybody in this draft. Everyone has really, really strong picks, and I think it was really indicative of everyone's character on what they picked, and whether they're old or whether they're new, I think it's going to show a lot. And if you're just new to this draft system, we are going to put all these on Twitter, and you can vote for your favorites. So Benjamin, thank you for joining us, man. You're a hell of a combatant. Where can people find you? And yeah, anything else you want to plug? Anything you got going on?
All right. Well, yeah, I'm Benjamin. You can follow me on Twitter at ninja_neb. Please follow me. I have barely anyone following me. That's the real drawback, I think, in this thing is I have no following. So it's going to be really rough. But if you like what I have to say, follow me, please. You can find me for InSession.com, InSession Film. I do not awards pieces, film journalism, meaning general reviews, op-eds. I've got a Harry Potter one coming soon. Woo! I also do things for Awards Radar, and I've been doing a lot of interviews lately that have gone on the site, which have been a lot of fun to do. I have my own blog. It's not been updated in ages, so whatever. Just find me where you find me. It's at ninja_neb, and that's the same thing on Letterboxd, I believe.
Excellent. We really appreciate you, Benjamin. And you're more than welcome to come back. We try to do these at least once a month. So Matt Wyatt, a returning draftee, but always a game player. I really appreciate your film taste and your analysis. You got some great quotes, man. Where can people find you? You got anything going on right now? Anything you're working on?
Yeah, this has been a blast. I love doing this draft, and thank you so much for having me back on again. I'm open to do more of this. Even if a lot of people don't agree with my list, I respect everyone's opinion out there, even though I talk smack, but it's all subjective. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, so I'll be fine with it. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, just at MattWyatt651. I have the link tree where you can, in the bio, where you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, and you can find me on Letterboxd, where I do my movie reviews. I did recent reviews for Spencer, Internals, Dune, and the Harder They Fall, and Army of Thieves. And you could check me out on I made a guest appearance on the Film Optics podcast with Christian. I did the season finale of Marvel's What If. You can check out the Ridley Scott's The Last Duel, and I did the Harry Potter series 2 through 5. So go and check it out.
Awesome. Yes, please, if you guys are watching, please follow Film Optics, a great podcast, great group of guys. Let's put it over to Ryan Cam, another newcomer, and you did great, man. I honestly was wondering in my head, where would Kubrick fall? How far would 2001 go? Would it go first round? I'm really glad you chose it, and I think it's an excellent film, and it's one of the greatest sci-fis ever. Ryan, where can
that
you
was
find
my
it?
pick.
Yeah, I was going to say Ben chose that.
Yeah, he took Alien. He took my favorite sci-fi movie, The Bastard.
Hey, where can people find you, Ryan? And do you got anything going on currently? Anything new?
Well, as far as my content goes, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at RyanCam20. Then there is, of course, my YouTube channel, which is just called RyanCam. This month of November is going to be a bit of a catch-up month for me because all throughout October, I did 31 horror movie reviews in 31 days. And so November is just going to be me finishing up series because I got big plans for December. I've got an I Finally Watched series where I've been watching all the Studio Ghibli movies. I'm all the way up to Tale of Princess Kaguya. Never seen it. I've heard good things. Nice. I'm going to finish up by watching Earwig and the Witch. Pray for me. And as well as Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, which is surprisingly not a Ghibli movie. I did not know this, but I'm a completionist. I got Twilight Zone videos that I drop on occasion, and then I'm also going to be reviewing all of the Daniel Craig Bond movies in honor of No Time to Die, because everything got smushed in October. I had to do some strategy planning. And then elsewhere, I do a podcast with Rachel over at Rachel's Reviews, the Hidden Gems podcast, and I also appear in other places with her as well. So check me out if you haven't.
Awesome, man. Honestly, I'm a huge Twilight Zone guy, man. Whether it's Eye of the Beholder, which is my favorite, or All the Time in the World, I love that other people love Twilight Zone as well. You know, all the praise to Rod Serling. So for Dives and myself, we're half of Suit Up Geeks. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe down below. Please stay tuned for all of our show reviews, movie reviews, and other drafts that we have coming. We will be implementing some mini drafts in the future. All of you guys are invited. Everybody that's ever participated, commented, you guys are all invited. Please check out our Twitter at the Suit Up Geeks. And we'll have another movie draft coming up next month. So for everybody who drafted tonight, you guys did wonderful. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. We are out of here.